once everything's all ready and loaded like this, I can start. So welcome everyone, ha ha ha, to Call of the NetherSpweek, Session 6, Episode 3? Is that how this works? I'm not entirely sure. Hope you all are doing well. We're doing this again, this old thing. The old Dungeons and Dragons. Bet you've never seen that. Yeah. Well, like a bunch of like old talking points from last stream up. Okay, I think we just dive on into it. Can I get someone to roll me a D? How many things on my little chart do I have today? Not many. Oh no, I do have 10. Can I get a D10, someone? Ka-chow, quick.
I'm on it.
You're on it. That is all in the right shape. Delightful. Cool, an 8. Okay, cool. So, let's go around down the line, and I'll say let's start with Corin and then go Lyra, Mara, Enio. Can you sum up your character's current biggest goal in 5 words?
Oh, goodness.
Exactly, or 5 words or less?
Exactly 5 words. You can repeat words if you deem it necessary.
Oh my.
You're welcome to pass
Current
it on and
biggest
come
goal
back.
in 5 words or less.
Yeah, either biggest goal or current goal or motive.
Honestly? Oh god. Figure out the amulet, what the amulet is. That's 6, but figure out the amulet that we found in the cave.
That we found in the
At
cave.
the moment. I don't know. Listen, I can't.
Get better at counting.
Just add an adjective. Just put an adjective, any adjective in front of amulet. You're good.
Cool, isn't it?
Laughing counts as well.
Well, that doesn't seem fair.
As long as there's no space. Okay, what about Lyra?
Make a brand new gun.
Ooh, that is
That's
terrifying. Okie doke. Mara.
Escape from her past mistakes.
Seems like a plan. And Enio.
I think Ennio just wants to experience life how he couldn't.
That is very sweet. Oh my. Well, those pretty good answers. I'm pretty happy with those. Go ahead and grab yourself one more fate point. Add it to the heap that will eventually betray me. Load your slings with them and get ready to sharpen them for whatever opportunity you get. I'm sure I'll underestimate the vast collections that you are holding.
I gotta tell you, having 11 feels pretty great.
Oh goodness.
Oh dear. Okay, cool. I mean, does anyone want another one? We got a recap from last session.
Ennio the Chronic Journaler will always be happy to recap if nobody else wants to, but I do it a lot.
Well, I wasn't
I'm
here
gonna-
for all of the last session, so...
Sure.
I'm gonna catch up the distance between, so I have as many fate points as you do. Last time we began by watching Enyo convince some horses that we weren't dicks, even though we kind of were. The horses agreed to come with us, and there were some uncomfortable conversations about exactly kind of about various things that may or may not have happened in the battle. But I definitely nothing happened. It's fine. Then we hit the road again, taking various watches and having strange dreams. A variety of very strange dreams, ranging from locked doors or closed doors to tables full of notes to strange people in empty spaces to stained glass windows. We also had a lot of Ruidus, the small red moon of ill omen, seemed to be having a day. Seemed to poorly influence us with its ill aspect. We also found a cart that had been tipped over and had some dead bodies. We were attacked by wisps when we tried to go near it, but we then just killed. We just killed two of them, and the other one ran away. And we got the promised oats for the horses, and yeah, and plus some money, armor, and a lockbox full of goodies.
That sounds pretty dang spot on. Go ahead and top yourself up with one more fate point. I think that's maybe a best way of doing it. I think, oh, but that does spoil it for me. I was gonna say the person with the lowest amount of fate points has priority if they want to recap it.
I mean, I think that's a good tiebreaker if two people want to do it.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea because it incentivizes both spending your points, but also being able to refresh them if you're running low. I dig it. Okay, cool. So yeah, as correctly recounted, y'all are now just chilling at the site of your last battle. You have a nice wooden cart. I don't know if I exactly described the kind of cart it is. I imagined it as like a kind of open-topped-ish cart with a like a top stretched over kind of thing. So it's mostly covered with like an opening at the back and an opening at the front. But yeah, you guys not only have this cart, which has been fixed by the crafty hands of Enyo, or at least fixed enough with the tools at hand, but also you have definitely enough horsepower to move it. You have collected, I think, if my notes are correct, it's 9 riding horses and 1 warhorse, which probably is enough considering they're all very well fed off oats that they had received from you guys cracking open a barrel. But yeah, the day is yours. What would you guys like to do? I believe it's somewhere around midday-ish, I think, and it is your 3rd day of travel, of presumably 5 to get to the caravan stop.
Midday-ish. I love this time of day. We should maybe eat lunch on the road. I mean, now that we have a cart, we can just kind of, zoom without having to put as much effort in.
Plan.
Agreed. That sounds
Yes,
lovely.
I believe that should work.
Awesome.
There is also this strange thing we found. I can identify it on the way. I'll just ride in the cart.
Awesome. I'll also ride in the cart. Does anyone know how to drive a cart? Unrelated note.
Mm-mm. Very good question.
That is unfortunately not in my skill set.
I might
I
have
only need
never learned.
vague knowledge, but not the best.
That's fair. I mean, it's a good thing I know how to ride it, how to cart. Enyo sits on the front of the cart.
Totally. It's weird though, because it's like you go in, you go to do it, but you realize you're at the wrong side of the cart. So you like play it cool, and you're actually just checking the back of it to make sure that the back is fine. Because if the back's
Just
fine, then it could
Making sure I fix the bumper.
absolutely. And then
One
you
of
get
those
on the front.
carts built for the wrong side of the road.
Yeah, they
The bumper
they
is
do
a
it,
crucial part of the cart.
Mm.
Part.
Absolutely. Okay. You guys are pretty much good to go. You guys are all able to fit on this cart as you ride. I think you can. How you are fixing, if so, your horses? Some of them to the front, and then just like strings of rope connecting them to the back, or are they just kind of drifting with, or is it like a Rudolph situation where there's just like a line of them?
I think having a couple tail behind makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we don't
that's
really
fine.
have a way to keep them in a straight line. There's not like this harness only goes out, so far.
Yeah. Yeah, just tie them off the back or off the sides. But-
Okey-doke.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a leash, taking them out for a walk.
And quite the walk it is. Alrighty. You guys are riding throughout the day. I think, Corin, you mentioned that you wanted to be casting spells.
Yes,
Is there
I
anyone
wanted to.
else that wanted to do any other things before we get to that? Just like, so I know what's going on.
Not off the top of my head, no.
Okay. Corin, what you up to? Sorry, I cut you off. Haha.
You're fine. I'm going to ritually identify that bottle of viscous fluid that we had
Yeah.
found.
What does this incantation look like to you? How do you cast it?
It's similar to whenever he did it the last time, but he's gonna summon his quill, and we'll just sort of be examining like the viscosity of the fluid and like going beyond all of that sort of thing. And then there's that pearl necklace that they seem to tug on and sort of just roll between their fingers as they're working, and then hold it to their forehead at the end of the casting.
Alrighty. So you take your time and do that. I've sent you the item.
Okay. Oh, neat.
Okie doke.
Are we all in the cart, or are some people on horses?
That's up to you guys. I'll say Zinrus is happy to kind of ride maybe one of the horses around the back and just keep an eye out, watching behind you. But yeah, the rest of you are welcome
I am
to be wherever
staying
you
in the
want.
cart. I don't need to get saddle sore.
Fair enough.
Alright. I know Enya's in the cart. Was Mara in the cart, or is she...
I think Mara will stay in the cart.
Okay. Then, I mean... Corin would just pipe up. The potion, it seems to be a, giant strength potion. Stone giant, specifically.
Well, that
So,
sounds
if-
awful hardy.
Indeed. If anybody needs a burst of strength, it should assist. Who wants to hold on to it?
Well, I mean, I don't know. As far as the groups go, we're not like the strongest of them, so I feel like we're all gonna maybe put it to equal effectiveness, which is to say, like, not very much effectiveness.
That's
But You can use a gun, right, Lyra? So can you use other weapons?
I mean, I can, but
Well, I
why
can't.
would I?
So, well, I mean, maybe we find a really cool hammer or a really cool axe.
I mean, I
Um,
have this really cool scimitar I took from that
Yeah,
guy.
oh, I know. I'm just saying that I feel like if any of us got strong, I feel like you would probably be able to do the most of it with it because you know how to use weapons and stuff that might require strength. Like if I
How
got
do you
strong, I wouldn't really be able to do anything with it because I don't know how to do anything with muscles.
Well,
Are
we
you
could
more,
use muscles to do other things, like open things that are really, like a really, really tight jar. You know?
Yeah, I was going to ask, are you particularly athletic at all? I believe this would help considerably with that.
Uh, not particularly.
I see. Well, I'll just hold on to it.
Acrobatic,
That's,
but not athletic.
that's fair.
I mean, strength could make you jump real far.
True.
Okay.
Well, sure do love finding viscous fluids.
Boy, doing.
That's a normal thing that
There
people
was-
say.
Also, earlier in the caves, I had found these, and Corin will pull out 2 small red vials. These are both healing potions. I think we should just spread. I don't want to hold on to both. I'd like to hold on to one, but somebody else should take this other one in the event that immediate medical help is needed. So, here, Lyra, I guess you seem best capable of.
Well, I did get into quite the pickle last time, so
Yes.
it's probably
or
a good
help
idea to have
yourself.
one on hand.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Am I the only one who can and raise his hand, not facing facing forward on the cart, not facing everybody else, and just juggles a little light between his fingers? Am I the only one who can magic wounds closed?
At the
It
moment,
seems so.
yes.
Awesome.
Xenos from the back window, you see him just kind of wave. And he'll
Hey.
inform you that, yeah, I know how. Not very much. Not
Awesome.
as good as you, but I
Well,
can try.
That's fair. Well, at least there's more than one of me. Us.
What were the particular stats on that healing potion, by the way?
Just standard. 2d4
Okay.
plus 2.
Oh yeah, also, Lyra, I'm not sure if you saw the message sent to you in DMs, but this is just the stuff from last session that they came across that they thought you might maybe want to use or take some of. So that's that.
Oh yeah, we found studded leather armor. I think that would be the big one.
Yeah, probably.
Sweet.
And maybe daggers. I can be like the new 6 daggers or whatever his name was.
Mm-hmm.
But like
7
cool.
knives now.
But I have the 6 daggers.
No, it's coming.
You can have one if you want. Mara will. No, never mind. I'm going to save that.
Wouldn't you be 7 knives? Or did you not already have a dagger?
I'm. Mara pulls 2 knives out of inner pockets. 8, and then out of another pocket has a forearm length crystal blade, and she goes 9 at the moment.
Sheesh.
Yeah. I mean, I just kind of have the 1. 2. I have 2 now, actually. So, that's also a lot of knives. Yeah.
Mara like nods really slowly, takes one of Six Knives' daggers and just hands it over and says, "To compensate for your deficit."
I mean, they're kind of like a whole set. They all match and stuff. So
Yeah, she hands all of them over.
Well, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 of us and there's 6 daggers. We could all have matching daggers at our belts. That could be kind of cool.
Oh, that could
Like a
be
group
kind of
badge to celebrate our first real victory.
Yeah, that time that we blasted a guy off his horse. That was real cool. They're gonna
I
sing
love that.
stories about that.
Yeah, it could be like a group thing, like 6 knives, 9 horses. Maybe there could be a 3 in there somewhere. I don't know. Anyway.
Okay. First person to roll it. Can I get a D100
From anyone or who?
from anyone who wants to roll?
Fuck.
A 9? Holy.
A 9. Okay, that is cool beans.
Damn it!
That's what I would get.
Why are you not playing a cleric? That divine intervention. Let's see it.
Oh, wrong thing. Didn't mean to send that.
It's a D100 roll. You can't use that on a.
Yeah. I think it was an accident.
I wasn't trying to use it. I accidentally hit the wrong button.
Yes,
Okay.
I figured.
Cool. Alrighty. Let's just keep on riding then. You guys trot your way through the day. I guess Enio, who's at the helm, wheel, whatever it is, at the reins. That's what it is. We love not knowing the correct word for a circumstance. Enio at the reins. Do you want to give me an animal handling check?
Sure.
And anyone else, if they'd like, you can give me a perception check to keep an eye about what's going on around you, or any other check you want to do.
I'll give a nice, pleasant perception check. Let me, where is the...
If I had proficiency in animal handling for an hour somehow, would I be able to coast that along for the whole duration that I'm doing it today, or would that not help?
Oh, that would help. Yeah.
Okay. Before, when we just this horses start walking, Enio succinctly opens up his journal and casts borrowed knowledge to draw on spirits of his past and gain proficiency in animal handling.
And here I was going to ask
get
you
us
were
on a good
borrowing it
start.
from. Oh.
That's not very good. Let's please clap. Oh no. And he can also I think if it's going poorly, he's also like, oh please Luxon, please Luxon, please Luxon, and casting guidance regularly.
The good news is that I rolled a 19 on
perception.
Perception check.
You see
go.
just
So that's
all this
pretty good.
panic from Enio, just like, oh shit.
Enio under his breath is like singing, nobody knows the trouble I've seen. No one but they know my sorrow.
Alrighty. So, yeah, you are riding along. The horses, it's kind of hard to get them to keep on going. It seems like these horses are very used to going for, speeding up, chasing something down, and then stopping. They're not very great at this just long endurance. So they keep occasionally stopping as if it's time to take a rest. And you have to kind of poke them and be like, hey, maybe later. So it's a little bit of that. But you still manage to get some pretty good progress. Lyra, you've got your eyes on the horizon and are looking around a fair bit. There's more and more of those spires from the barbed fields that are kind of jutting up in various places. But
Oh goodness.
y'all are heading there. Seems like the weather is getting gloomier for sure. But it's not necessarily stormy, just overall kind of overcast clouds. It's great. But yeah, apart from that, you don't notice anything threatening or anything that requires any sort of attention. And you guys merrily ride your way throughout the rest of the day. And
Hooray.
you get to the point where the sun is kind of just saying goodbye over the Penumbra Ranges. And you're free to camp up however you'd like.
Yeah. I mean, we have a pretty... I feel like at this point we've kind of worked out our rhythm for...
For watches?
Yeah.
The Koran Mara Koran?
Yeah.
If you guys ever want me to, I can take over for like a watch or two, or something, and at any point. Doesn't really matter. I mean, if you're fine with it, it's...
Yeah, doubling up is always fine. Better to have 2 sets of eyes open than just one.
Cool.
Perhaps you could take the first or second watch with me.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, okay. Sure, I'll just do that.
Okay, no.
I'll sleep because I don't have the luxury of not needing to sleep.
Well,
Fair enough. Okay, doke.
Make-
So, are you guys pulling off the road and just camping in the cart, or what's your plan?
Sounds like a plan to me.
That sounds fun.
Okay, doke.
Corin's probably not gonna sleep in the cart, but like nearby.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
want to. I
definitely
don't want to get
sleeping
caught
in the
napped.
cart.
Okay. Without any sort of issue setting up whatever tents you want outside the cart or sleeping in the cart, you all find yourselves able to start the rest. Okie doke. So, Corin, give me that sweet perception check.
Can I have Ark help me?
You
With
absolutely
this.
can.
I'd love to see it.
Send them on up.
I don't know if this is working. We'll see. Nope, not advantage, but that's pretty good. I'll roll again for the 20. Didn't happen.
It's pretty good. Yeah. So you are just chilling out. Keep an eye around. There isn't a whole lot of kind of cover that you guys were able to really find. You found like a little a section where there were a couple of spires that kind of poked up a little higher and just kind of scooted in next to them. At least that way you're kind of sheltered from the wind for the most part. But yeah, you look around and it's comparatively kind of nice. You look up in the sky and you still see the vague glow of Rhodus, but it's obscured by the kind of cloudy atmosphere, and honestly, makes a big difference. You feel a lot more at ease. An Ark kind of comes back from doing a little swoop around, and they let you know that nothing's to fear.
Okay. Let them nuzzle in to like his sort of neck under his robes and everything he's wearing. Also, that technically should have been a straight roll. My apologies. So I'm glad I got the 23 first.
Yeah.
I forgot about the disadvantage.
It has been a week,
but
so do not worry.
yeah. There is one thing that, like, towards the end of their watch, I think Corin would do. They would pull out of their component pouch this, like, and if anybody's awake, they would see this, but I don't think anybody is at this point. Would pull like this gold earring that's just got like a river stone attached to it. And would just sort of look over it, try to trace some things from it into their spellbook. Sort of vibe. Just sort of examine it closely.
Mhm.
And then, after a minute or two of that, would get up and go to find wherever Mara is sleeping. Well, Myra and Enio, I guess.
Enio is under the cart.
Mara, yeah, I think Mara's like leaning up against the cart, to like cross-legged, head back against it.
Just come
When-
close to the cart.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, you go.
Mara, Enio, it's your shift if you are conscious enough to hear me.
Always.
Enio's head pops cartoonishly out from under the cart. He looks exactly the same as when he laid down there, and just goes, "Yep, okay."
How do
He
you...
crawls out.
Okay, I was going to ask if you're trying to keep watch from there, but that's fair.
Nah. All right, well, have a good sleep. Gotta tell you, under the cart, it's especially dark.
I'm sure, but I'm a bit more comfortable. A bit over there. There's a nice rock. I was able to use my pack to make a pillow against, so I'll be okay.
Oh, all right. Well, good night. And Enio leans up against the cart with Mara to watch.
Sweet. Give me some
Uh,
perception.
Yeah, his rat pops out from inside of his coat and walks around Enio's shoulders and the cart. And Enio just kind of stares blankly ahead. Oops. That's a 6, not a 7.
Okay.
Well, I get one more of them today. Why not? Just in case.
As a treat.
It's 11.
Okay. And it was an 8. Okay, cool. Yeah, you guys look around and see pretty much the same thing. It is cloudier, but it is sheltered from the moon that is less pleasant than the other moon. But yeah, no signs of threat or anything like that. You guys are kind of just chilling out. Before you know it, the 2-hour shift has passed.
Nice. I think during the night, Enio looks at Mara and goes, It just hits me. Could people just sleep or trance in shifts in the back of the cart while moving?
I suppose it's possible.
I've never slept in the back of a cart before. Huh. Maybe. All the horses.
Tell you it's very comfortable, but I'm asleep.
Yeah. The horses would probably need to rest. Unless we had some horses sleep in the back of the cart too. No, that's dumb. That doesn't.
Yes, I don't know much about horses, I must confess, but I don't think they sleep. I don't think they sleep like that.
Well, I mean, they can. Like, they can lay down. I just don't know if I could get them to do it. It's not worth the time. We're not in that big of a hurry.
Okay. Does Enio go back to his undercart dwelling at the end of that shift, or?
Yeah, but his rat keeps
Okay.
walking around.
Sweet. So, Lara, can I get one more perception check from you? Sorry, not Lara, Lara.
Has it been long enough at this point that the 24 hours has passed?
That sounds about right. I'll say sure.
That didn't help.
Okay. This nothing changes. There's the little rat that's kind of scurrying around now, but yeah.
I think Mara's just like just gets really distracted by the rat. It's like,
Watching it.
what are your secrets?
I think that no, never mind. I don't think that nobody's inciting my rat. That's not happening.
Alrighty. Are you gonna go wake up Corin for the last shift?
Fuck me. This is why my backup character is a rogue.
little
Yes, I'm
rat
gonna go wake
face.
up Corin.
Okie doke.
Uneventful, I assume.
Yes, quite. I did want to ask you something though.
Yes, of course.
On the. Well, I've known wizards before. I've known magic users like you, and I'm aware of what they sometimes see.
I believe I see where you are going with this. As I said before, if it is something you can keep within your control, then there is no grounds for me to push too far into it. I have my curiosities, of course, but I am sure when you feel comfortable enough, you may speak about it on your own. I do not intend to bring that to the forefront. Though, I do recall last night, after everybody was rousing from things, you were reciting epithets.
The remnants of a dream.
I see. Nothing tonight for me, so... And he kind of looks up to the sky and... it seems that Ruidus has seen fit to not mess with us tonight, thankfully, so...
May it continue. May it continue in this course.
Indeed.
Good night, Cora.
Good night. Enjoy the last of your trance.
Mara will go back, sit by the cart, and go back into trance.
Okie doke. Can I get the last perception check for the night? With arc assistance if you'd like.
I will take Arc Assistance. One sec.
Okie doke. Can I also get a deception check for some reason that you and I know, maybe? Okay.
Okay.
As you're scanning the horizon, just chilling out, Ark notices something. Ark notices what seems like a bird. That is like gliding around, kind of descending slowly, gliding around one of the spires, and then it disappears. It's kind of hard to tell exactly what it was. It looked about bird-sized, maybe like a large bird. Had kind of a yellowish brown coloration to it. Not super familiar though. It's enough to drive some kind of suspicion in you though. You haven't seen anything like it before.
Too big to be a familiar, at least in terms of what I'm familiar with. Haha.
You could assume that it would be kind of within the realms of what a familiar could be.
Just keep an eye on that spire specifically for the rest of the watch.
Totally. You wait another few minutes, and now that kind of you've been like prompted to look in that general direction, you see what seems to be maybe 40 feet away, on the spire perched. It's not a bird. It seems to be some kind of possum, or maybe a lemur, or maybe a raccoon or something that is kind of perched against the side of it, kind of looking over it in your general direction. And as it kind of locks eyes with you, it scuttles back around the other side, and you like lose track of it. You also hear what sounds like eating from the direction of the cart.
Wait, the direction of our cart?
Correct.
Gonna immediately drop the spire and go over towards that direction.
Yeah. And
My
you
rat
kind of-
follows him.
Okey-doke. As you poke your head around to look inside the cart, you see that there are 3 of these creatures, 3 of these strange, almost imagine a raccoon if it was palette swapped to be a kind of more desertish colors, has large ears, and 3 of them are just digging into the crates, just like eating various grain and different little bits of dried food that are just kind of scattered out from where they've pried open one of the crates with this large kind of hooked claw that they have on each hand. Immediately kind of like upon looking at them, you notice that they have what kind of looks like a primordial pouch. The like very loose kind of skin around the bottom underbelly side of them. And
Oh
it seems
no,
like they're just
they're
chomping away.
Australian.
And Lyra's in the cart.
I believe so, right?
Yes,
So
am I awake at the noise?
No, they're just kind of. It sounds the same kind of sound as like a cat eating it, like a cat bowl or whatever. It's just like you just hear the kind of like vague, like licking and crunching sounds occasionally. It's not like a.
I feel like
loud-
that. I feel like that's the kind of sound where you're in a cart alone.
and you
that
notice
would
that
be
kind of sound.
very
You know what? I'll say.
wake upable.
Actually, what is your passive perception? I think it is relatively high, actually.
My passive perception is 15.
Okay, yeah, I'll say. I'll give them. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I'll give them a stealth check, and see how they go against your.
Enio is under the cart and has an 11.
So, Enio doesn't hear them, but Lyra, you do make out this kind of crunching, occasional, like wood creaky sounds of these animals eating. And kind of can open your eyes as kind of Corin has
Alright.
poked his head around.
As soon as I notice these things, I'm going to very quietly grab my gun.
Alright. What is Corin up
And-
to?
As soon as can I like ready an action for as soon as Corin gets their attention, I am going to use a what's it called? Well, I can't really disarm them. I can use a winging shot to knock one out, or knock it prone.
You can absolutely try.
All right.
Corin, what's the haps? You're seeing these creatures just chomping away, and I think you might maybe notice Lyra vaguely stir a little bit.
Corin will sort of see them and just sort of try to whisper to Lyra, should we just try to scare them off, or
Oh, that's actually a good idea.
a loud noise should suffice. I can make one
Alright,
if you do not
and-
want to waste powder.
Can I make a performance check
Ooh. You don't
to
see those often.
scare them by firing a blank?
I would say that would maybe... I would lean that towards intimidation, but I'd say performance could also work.
I
I'm
would
gonna
like to
use
assist.
performance because that's
Yeah.
the one I have trained.
Yeah, it's a very theatric gunshot.
Alright, so it's
And
it's
Corin, I think, wanted to
assist.
assist.
Yes,
How is
I'm
Corin
going to use
assisting?
minor illusion to replicate the sound of I don't think he's ever heard a lion specifically roar, but some really loud fucking animal
Like a
just
shark
to
roar.
scare them. A shark
And this-
roar, yes, yes.
This gives advantage, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Alright, let's see.
And this is totally gonna wake up the other two, so that's fine.
Alright, that is a
We're gonna hear a thud from under the cart in a second.
19 plus 4.
Jeebus. That's
God damn.
not too bad.
The other die was an 18, so
Ooh. That's nasty. Okie doke. Yeah, you kind of take this second to just fire off a shot, and immediately they just go into scramble mode where they just like all four of their limbs are just like going at it. One of them runs at the wall and kind of like jumps off of it and does like an air twist to try and like right itself as it's looking around, and they all kind of jump off the crates. One of them, as soon as it hits the ground, it just goes into a sprint and then leaps, and it spreads its primordial pouch, and it has kind of like a bat or like a flying squirrel kind of thing, but it is much larger. This like wingspan, and it just begins to flap, and it starts trying to fly away. The other two are kind of just scrambling on foot. They kind of leap over the back of like through the little like back panel of the cart, over the crates, and just make a bolt for it.
this is what we need animal handling for.
They are
'cause
not
we need to
keen
make that
on
our
that.
mascot.
So cool. They're so cute. That's amazing.
But yeah, they're out of there. Oh, and you also notice that as they're kind of running in this, they are just dropping food. It seems like they have, similar to squirrels, the kind of just like stupidly large cheeks, and they have just like gotten their absolute full of food.
Giant flying squirrels.
Yeah. But if you do nothing to interfere, you can watch them as they make their escape.
As they do, there's a loud, and then comes scrambling out with a knife.
There was a gunshot and a lion's roar, so I think that would have both woken both
Yeah.
of the other two up.
Yeah, they're
Alright,
just
Alright,
awesome
we have
sleep
to
so
come
far.
up with a fantastical explanation for what happened. I woke up and there was a lion, and I shot it, and it exploded into dust.
Mm. This is why it was a performance check.
That could. It's certainly not without
Really?
outside of the realm of.
Yeah, it
I've
must be
ne-
some kind of mutant creature.
I've only seen lions in like cages and stuff.
Yeah, maybe
Wow.
lions just turn into dust when they die. I don't know.
I mean, not normal lions.
Maybe it's
Wow.
a Zorhas thing. I don't know.
I mean, I feel like I would know.
Maybe
I mean,
it's
like
just
after
one
it's
of
like the
those.
city of I mean, like we don't have a lot of lions in the city, but
Maybe it's one of
wow,
those things
yeah.
where everyone assumes you knew, so they never actually told you.
That
It's common knowledge.
and he frowns and like seems like that, like you can see like the calculations floating around his head. And he says, "Yeah, no, actually, yeah, that kind of tracks." God, wow. What else don't I know? Huh. And he sits down.
It's a magical world out there. But yeah, I'd say you guys, those of you who are aware of the creatures, notice that they do just scamper off. They get into an eventual glide and flap their way up to one of the spires, and they all just kind of stow away inside.
Have I, in my time here, have I ever heard of these things? Would I know what they're called?
Give me a nature check.
Passable.
You aren't super familiar with them. You can probably assume a few things, but you haven't ever heard of a name for them. They seem like just really chunky flying squirrels, that are, yeah, apparently a nuisance to people with a fair amount of food on the road.
I can't say I've ever really encountered them before, but then again, I've never traveled with an abundance of food. No idea what they'd be called. Maybe they're just native to the spires here and not further west, as it were.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really. I've never heard of jungle or desert lions either. So,
Well,
yeah, who can say really?
I think that I'm going to give Lyra and Emio a little bit of a fate point for inventing the next fight that you'll definitely be encountering. Jungle desert lions.
Ah,
you may want to keep an eye out, otherwise they might sneak up on you. And Cord would do a little flourish with his hand, and I would just get a minor illusion to make it look like there's a very, very not great rendition of a lion's head or something, just like sort of over Enio's shoulder with minor illusion.
like behind him?
Yeah, behind him.
That's good.
like
He's not
Cord's-
looking behind him, so.
Well, Cord sort of gestured, so like, I don't know.
Enio looks and sees you gesture, and I think just like stares at you for a second, and then I think he just says, "So what's the deal with that earring?" And he cocks his head to the side and raises an eyebrow.
The earring? Oh, yes. And Corin would pull it out of their component pouch. I assume you speak of this.
I mean, yeah, I wasn't expecting you to actually answer. I was just kind of being challenging, but you know, if you want to answer, you can.
It is, it carries some magic with it. I'm not, how do you say? I know the enchantment placed upon it, but I cannot, essentially I'm carrying it to try to make it into my skill house. Into my, bring the magic from within it into my wheelhouse, as it were.
Ah, I see. Do I recognize that at all? Or can I do like an Arcana check? I don't know a lot about magical earrings, in or out of character, I think. But...
Yeah. I'd say it's not
Can
like
I-
it's a legendary.
That's fair. I have no idea in or out of character what it is, so that's just kind
Yeah.
of why I ask.
I'd say shy of like an actual like identify kind of thing. It'd be pretty hard to ascertain the nature
Yeah.
of it.
Fair
Was
enough.
Enio paying close attention to Corin's words there?
I mean, he was
Or
watching and
Lyra,
listening
for
to
that
you,
matter.
but
Well, let's see if this is a natural one. It's not a natural one, so if you weren't paying close attention, you might not notice.
yeah, my
but-
passive insight's 11, so nah.
But yeah.
Oh, neat. You know, I wish you luck with it. If I can help at all, let me know. I know a bit about a lot of magic.
Of course. I did want to ask, the rat. Is that your familiar then?
Oh,
Did you
Yeah, this
manage
is
to
Theodore.
crack it?
I've had it crack. I didn't need it. I mean, he's been my familiar the whole time.
Oh, I'm sorry. What did you say his name was?
Theodore.
Theodore.
Yeah. What, did you think that I mean, I kind of took him underwater with us. I mean, I don't know how he would have died.
That is an excellent point.
Yeah, I just kind of assumed that everyone knew when I kept pulling him out of my pocket.
So, has there always only ever been one rat, or did he go? Or have you discovered a way to merge with him?
Well, what do you mean? I can turn into a rat, but I just turn into. I don't have that many examples of what a rat looks like, so I just kind of look like. I mean, I guess I could kind of theoretically be two rats, but that doesn't seem very helpful. Why bother with that?
That's fair.
Yeah, so I just like rats.
Just like rats.
You like rats? I like birds. Casters
Yeah.
are wont to choose the form of their familiar as they wish, even though they do tend to have a predilection one way or the other.
Oh, it was kind of the other way around for me. I mean, Theodore just kind of is a rat, and so I was just like, "Oh, rats, huh?" And that was that.
That's fair, I suppose.
Theodore's his own little man, and scratches behind Theodore's ears. Well, this was exciting. I am glad to learn that ghost lions, lions that disappear, exist. I'm going to call them ghost lions. I think that's a good name, even if it's wrong. Exist. So, but now I'm going to go to sleep. So if you can deal with them without shooting next time and just like wake us up, that'd be cool.
Well, I think we're almost at daytime. You can go back to rest, but probably only 30 more minutes or so. By now, I figure.
Okay.
Xenorous offers to stay up for a little bit more, and he makes a small little fire and a tiny little tripod, and you catch on very quickly that he is boiling the water for some tea. But yeah, unless there's anything else that needs to be dealt with, the rest of your night goes undisturbed. And everyone gets a very well received long rest. There is no strings attached. There is you're cleansed of any misfortune that you may have received from such terrible rest last night. But today is another day, so you're ready to rock.
I sure do love rocking. All right, well, let's hit the road, yeah, or whatever.
Alrighty. You guys get back on the road and get back riding. Can I get one more animal handling check and perception checks from anyone who wants to be keeping an eye out for mischief as you travel? Oh, and another D100
Okay.
for whoever wants to roll one.
I'll roll a D100.
Enya will cast his borrowed knowledge again. To 19. I'm getting the hang of it today.
Yeah. I need to quickly check what that number will be. Oh, it's okay. Sweet. So, Ennio, you've gotten the hang of what's going on with these horses. You've gotten to know them to the point where just as they're kind of easing off, you kind of give them the subtle pressure of like, hey, keep going, buddy. And you remind them, you whisper sweet nothings of oats.
Sweet oatings?
Yeah, sweet oatings. So yeah, you managed to keep horse morale up, and they are making pretty dang good time.
I think Ennio alternates between like using speak with animals to like literally check in with the horses and be like, hey, how's it going, Paul? Yeah, that's great. And like humming hymns to himself and like singing under his breath.
Yeah, totally. And it seems to work pretty well. They seem decently cared for, and as a result are happy to get stuck into the travel. Let's have a look-see. Was it only Mara keeping an eye out for things that needed eyes kept out for?
I'll roll. Let's see.
Please, for the love of God, someone else roll.
21.
Sorry,
I'm
what
getting
was that,
good
Lyra?
rolls today. As soon as we get to combat, they're going to be terrible.
Yeah.
What was Lyra's roll?
21.
21? Sweet, sweet.
Anyone?
What about... what is Corin up to?
Corin, for the start, after they get off on the way a bit, is going to be distracted with the earring again. And is just gonna kind of... a mix of identifying and of just examining it intently will be messing with it.
Okey-doke. Okay. You guys ride and ride and ride. You get kind of into the afternoon. Maybe take a little break for some tea, and then get back to it. But seemingly you're making some pretty good progress. You very well could get to the Emerald Loop either very late tonight or maybe very early morning tomorrow. But yeah, you're not super sure. But you are definitely trekking. I'll bring you over to this one and move this so it's a bit more accurate as to where you are. You guys are now like here. Oh, look how far you've come. A whole about that far. But yeah, you guys are riding, just enjoying the sound of the rickety cart going along and the horses, and it's great. The occasional little ditty from Enio, keeping the horses and themselves sane. And then kind of out of nowhere, you guys just hear, "Oh God, Ray's pudding, no!" Ah! It sounds like it's coming from somewhere kind of up ahead. It's kind of hard to tell. You can't see anything immediately, but it's maybe less than 100 or so feet away.
I am definitely not speeding up for that particular thing, Ennio says aloud as he continues on forward at the same pace.
Okie doke.
He just continues forward until he sees something. Like he's looking around for it, but
Alrighty. I use this like this, and then this, and then this. Cool. So, you guys come around a little spire corner, and you see, pretty up close and personal, there is some tomfoolery going on here. And I'll swap you over to the page of tomfoolery.
Oh.
You guys are coming from this direction down here, so drop your tokens. You're on a cart and you do have horses.
Top your tokens.
But just like kind of where y'all are.
I'm probably in the front because the horses.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I love being in the front.
But yeah, y'all come around. I'll say for the sake of just how things roll out, initiative's going to be used, but not necessarily you have to dig into this, if that makes sense. So go ahead and click your tokens and roll up some initiative. I will swap the music to something maybe a bit more fitting, and then describe what you guys see. The Dungeons and Dragons game. Get that music going. Delightful.
Since I was just on the cart the whole time sitting,
Yep.
does that count as a short rest for the
I'd
sake
say
of my
so.
spells?
Yeah,
Yeah. Nice.
so yeah, pretty topped up. Well, I'm flipping through every single tab but the right one. Cool. Okey-doke. Mara, what's your dexterity score?
2.
Okey-doke, so you're gonna go before those. And... Jeepers. Okey-doke. Like this, and then... what was Lara's?
16.
16?
Yep.
Okie doke. Nice. Okie doke. So you guys come around this turn and you see what appears to be 3 large moorbounders. These are creatures that most of you probably would have encountered or would have at least seen like safety PSAs about them. They're like, hey, if you see a moorbounder, make sure that you don't make eye contact, and like that kind of stuff of like, you're aware of these creatures the same way that you'd be like aware of bears, but you might not have run into them. They are large, predatory, very fast, very dangerous, aggressive, mobile beasts. And there are 3 of them, and they appear to be, 2 of them appear to be circling one of the others. The one in the middle, though, appears to be, it has some kind of like harness on it, like a saddle, and clambering on for dear life there is what appears to be a red tiefling, holding on with 2 arms as they are just getting rodeo barked. They're just trying to hold on, and it seems like the second that they let go, and the second they hit the ground, the Moorbounders are pretty keen on getting in there. But yeah, so they are holding on. Let's see how that goes. They go okay. But yeah, Lyra, you are the first to react upon seeing this individual just kind of calling out, just, "Oh God, Praise Pudding, calm down, please." What would you like to do?
Now, it sounded like one of them had a name. I am going to step forward so that I'm like on the outside of the cart where Ennio is. So I'm like sitting by Ennio, and I will take aim for the one like right here.
Okie doke. You get aim one up and fire away.
And this time I will actually do a winging shot. So let's see. Does a 16 hit?
A 16's gonna hit.
Alright. It needs to make a strength roll,
Mm-hmm.
a strength saving throw, and needs to try beating a 13.
Alrighty, it's definitely gonna try. That is an 11, so it fails.
Alright, it is knocked prone.
Okie doke. You fire away. I'm trying to click on the wrong roll 20. You fire away, and you manage to knock it in the kind of like upper leg, and it just slumps to the ground as it's like you've essentially given it just like a dead leg, and it just topples on its side and starts kind of looking around to see where the shot came from, and quickly kind of fixes its eyes towards you. So we'll give it a little prone thing. And how much damage was that?
Let's see. 1d8. There's the low rolls. That is gonna be 4 damage.
4 damage. It hits, and it you definitely get it down. Where is that stat block? Why is it up like that? Okay, cool. Excellent. Yeah, you sink the shot into it. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
No, I think that'll be it.
Alrighty, over to Mara.
Okay. I'm going to... Let me just double check something. Yes, okay, I think that's probably the best way of doing it. Mara will just take a step forward and just like step off the cart, look over at the two Moorbounders. Her eyes roll back in her head, and she says, and she screams something out in Abyssal. And I need a wisdom saving throw from both of the Moorbounders.
There are 3 Moorbounders.
The ones that are not, the one that the person's not on.
Okay, cool. And sorry, what were those rolls?
Wisdom.
Wisdom saves. Sweet. First one, that is a 18. Second one is a 14.
Well, they both succeed.
Unfortunately, these are very, very wise Moorbounders. They've lived their days out, and they've seen how the world has changed, and it's definitely shaped them for the better. Maybe not the better for you guys.
Well, that's me then.
Alrighty. After challenging the collective, I don't know what I'm saying here. Joke that isn't gonna land. Cool. More bounders' turns. This bozo is going to take half their movement to stand up, because they are lying down like a bozo, and they're only left with some movement. I think they're going to continue to kind of circle up here. The one down here is going to notice y'all all romping around down there. I think they're going to come down and say hi. There are some folks on the ground, which is easier than the one on the back of the Moorbounder. So they're going to go ahead and make some attackos.
Oh god, what happened to the horses?
I mean, you raise a point. I'm gonna roll a menu check for the whole Moorbounder and see what they're feeling.
Oh god.
Okay, no, they're still keen on things with arms.
Okay, good.
But
Worried
yeah.
about them horses.
They run on up. Given that there's two of you, what's going to happen is it's going to chomp down towards Lyra with a bite attack, and then these Moorbounders up close, you kind of see that they've got their kind of fur is matted in a way that almost vaguely looks like it comes into spines or quills, kind of throughout their very coarse kind of pelt. But they've also got these teeth that kind of come around kind of backwards like tusks down like the length of their head. And what it's going to do, it's going to try and make a chomp towards Lyra, and then it's going to try and rake its head around and kind of slash Mara with the big tusky things. So the attack on Lyra is going to be... That is a whopping 8 to hit, which I presume
Oh,
misses.
thank goodness it doesn't.
Okie doke. But the blades, that is a 12 to hit against Mara.
Yep, that hits.
O to be unarmored. You receive a quick blow to the side with a big ol' I don't even know. Probably not ivory. I don't know what it's made of. Mercer, answer me. That's 9 points of bludgeoning damage as it kind of just bashes into you. That finishes its turns. Over to Corin. What's the haps? What's going on?
I made us a little cart.
It looks great. I like
Yes.
how you've done the wheels.
Oh.
Wonderful.
Alright, well, if we're getting stuck in, Corn's gonna get out of the cart and come around the side here to get better visual on everything. And we'll throw a something at him. I will... No, I'm gonna early in the day, why not use it? I'm gonna cast Scorching Ray, and I'm gonna do that similar thing where the 3 balls of fire emerge from the book and then they shift to a more pinkish tone, and it will be psychic damage.
Alrighty. Gonna really
So-
test the wit of these creatures.
Yep. I'm
Just
gonna
give 'em
push up a
tests.
little bit further just so I can see the other one as well. I did not realize that. Just to keep eyeline. Alright, so this guy, and then we'll see where we go. I might hit the one that is not saddled as well.
Alrighty.
But-
So starting off with the one closer up, go ahead and give me an attack
Yep.
roll. That's gonna
24.
hit.
8 psychic.
Alrighty.
Still fine
Yep.
on the one in front.
It is still pretty good looking. It looks like it's Still got plenty of energy and is only enjoying this. It is ready for a fight.
Alright, then I'll hit it with at least one more. I'm probably going to send the third one. That's a natural 20.
That is a natural 20.
Ooh.
Fucking
Awesome.
love to see that.
You do.
Let's roll the damage. Beauty.
Whew.
Whew.
Shapers. Alrighty.
So 18 psychic. Goddamn.
Shapers.
And I'll spread the level, send the last one up to the one up top. That one misses.
Okay, so yeah, you fire off these blasts of pinkish fire energy that just kind of blasts into the side of it, and almost kind of as it hits the creature, it just kind of phases through the flesh, like it just like goes straight into them, and you watch as like the one that's closest to you, there's like blood that just begins like gushing out of its nose. It's like really having to think about what's going on, and in doing so it is bloodied. The other one seems vaguely startled by the fact that there is a just magic that just flew overhead. But yeah, is there anything else you'd like to do?
I'm gonna scoot back the last like 5 feet of movement I have to make sure I'm not a snack, and that's it.
Sweet on. The safety shuffle. Okie dokie. I forgot to roll for Zenris, who got a 13. So on their turn, Zenris is gonna come up, jump off the cart, come over to the side, and it's just gonna make a scimitar slash, which is a crit. Ho-ho. And makes a decent slash into the side of the creature. And that's his turn. Over to Enio.
Enio, I think, yells out first. Do you care if the moorbounders that aren't yours die?
I don't care. Please help.
Okay. The moorbounder next to her. I want it to make an intelligence saving throw for me.
You guys are just pop quizzing them. What's going on here? Intelligence save. That's a natural 1.
Perfect. Can I make a nature check at the same time I'm doing this? Because I'm not an expert on moorbounders or anything, but can I think of anything that a moorbounder would be afraid of, or would make them, like, what's their natural predator maybe?
I would say. I mean, you can make it. Yeah, I would say that you know that there aren't many natural predators of moorbounders. Moorbounders are very fast, very good at hunting. You know that they don't really pick fights with mastodons, typically because mastodons can just tank it, and if they get gored, they're typically out. You could also assume that the large, the Gloomstalker that you came across on your first day of travel, something like that you imagine would at least spook.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Gloomstalker. Could that fit in a 10-foot cube?
Maybe if it was, kind of. Maybe if it was a small Gloomstalker, it would be about the same size as a moorbounder.
Okay. Then the furthest one that just failed to save sees an image of a Gloomstalker walk in from, like, sprinting at it from this direction. It includes sound, temperature, all other stimuli. Only this moorbounder can see it, and it treats it as if it's real and rationalizes any illogical outcomes from interacting with it.
Absolutely.
So this thing is going to run at the moorbounder, and I think it looks like it tackles the moorbounder and like bites at it.
Yeah.
And so the moorbounder takes 6 points of damage. It is psychic, but the target perceives it as the type of damage that it would be.
Sweet on.
and this thing's gonna try and like corral the Moorbounder away, like scaring it and intimidating it,
Absolutely.
or at least keeping its attention.
Yeah. It immediately upon taking this damage seems very defensive, kind of, and just like, oh shit, what are you doing here, kind of vibe. So it definitely turns its attention to it and seems to kind of back up the most it can without actually moving on its turn. It seems pretty keen on either tussling or getting out, but its attention has definitely been taken away from the fearful tiefling.
Awesome. And then I think Enyo who was sitting on the front of the cart. He just lets himself fall prone backwards into the cart. So there's like a wooden wall between him and that Moorbounder next to him.
That sounds perfect. Okie doke.
That's his turn.
Coolio. Over the tiefling. They're gonna make an animal handling check and a strength check. Okay, animal handling goes pretty well. You see them just kind of like patting the side of the neck of the Moorbounder, who's kind of not just freaking out and trying to buck them off. It is now instead kind of getting a bit more defensive towards the one behind it. It is a little bit more under control, and it seems like the tiefling has just at least pulled themselves to the point where they're now kind of hugging around the Moorbounder, not necessarily riding by any comfortable means, but they are grappling, just holding on for dear life, but at least with some solid grabbing. Lyra, it's your turn.
Alright, well, I am going to use my brand new scimitar against this cretin and see how I do. Does 15 hit?
A 15 does hit.
Okay. Now I need 6. There, that's a decent bit. 9 damage.
Sweeto. It's looking pretty dang rough. It seems like another hit like that would drop it.
Alright. Well, that'll be it for now.
Alrighty. Over to Xenarus, who's going to kind of come around more, make another attack. It's a 5, so it's gonna miss. Over to Mara.
Do I want to go big on this? Yeah, why not? That's not saving spell. Equal to the spell's level, target a second creature. Yes, okay. I'm going to spend a sorcery point. And I need another wisdom saving throw from both of the angry Moorbounders.
Okay, so the first one is a 6.
Nope.
The second one is a 3. So they both fail.
Nope. Okay. Not great. But they both have to run away. Use their reaction to move as far as their speed allows.
Okay, so is that 15 points of psychic damage?
Yes, it is.
Alright, so the first one just slumps to the ground. It is not going to be running anywhere. But the one up the top, it's just like seeing this is like a King Kong Godzilla situation, and now all of a sudden it's got like a crowd cheering in its head, and it is like not having it. It's not super happy with what's going on, and it's just gonna try and get out of there. You watch it just kind of, you know when cats are about to pounce and they do a little wiggle thing? It does that,
Yeah.
and then it just springs, and it just you watch as its limbs that are just so long and kind of compressed under kind of usual standing circumstance, it just bounces and pounces and springy boings its way away. Does it? It doesn't have a dash, right? It just moves at speed.
Whatever its speed is, yeah.
Yeah. So it moves 40 feet away. Actually, I think it's 40 feet. I'll double, triple, quadruple check. It's 70 feet. Whew. Yeah, that's out of there. It is gonzo, and unless you guys want to do anything that is related to it, it'll just zoom away. It is just having a tough day.
The phantasmal force continues to follow it, nipping at its heels and chasing it
Alrighty. Yeah, it's
for a minute, but
being just chased down and antagonized by this hallucination. But yeah, it seems like it has no intent on coming back. And with that kind of threat gone, the last moorbounder that seems maybe a bit more domesticated has gotten to the point where it is now just like breathing very heavily and is just watching in the direction that it ran off in. But yeah, is there a way for me to like, I guess, like this? This is what they looked like, just in case
Ooh.
you wanted to know. Big old spooky things with big weird
Big
tusky
dogs.
things. Yeah, with weird eyeballs and kind of spiky situation going on.
Go
But yeah.
guys.
Yeah, it's I don't know who made that. I guess I do know who made that, but I don't know why they did. But yeah, it seems like this tiefling that is kind of clambered around this thing is finally able to kind of sit up and sit back, and with very tired eyes look over at you. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, you don't know how long I was there for. It could have been forever. I was just riding along, and out of nowhere, I didn't see them coming. I usually see them coming, and usually rice pudding isn't such a wuss. But I guess something got to her today. Thank you so much for the help. Is there anything I can do for you? Do you have names? I have a name. Hi, my name is Justice. It's very nice to meet you all.
It's nice to meet you, Justice. I poke my head out. I'm Ennio, and we're just heading up to Bazzoxan. So, are you heading that direction?
Why are you going to bed? Why? It's not worth the sights. It's really just a really unpleasant place. I wouldn't recommend it at all. I think you should probably just go home. No, I'm not heading there. I've just come from the Emerald Loop. I'm a scout. I just kind of race ahead and make sure the coast is clear. And in this particular case, it wasn't particularly clear, and I think that moorbounder is now just headed off into. And they kind of think and scratch their head. I should probably go. I don't know how your cart goes, how fast it goes. Rice pudding's pretty quick, but I mean, if you're willing to help out, my boss would love to pay you back. I'm sure they can pay you whatever you really need, but I should probably deal with that moorbounder that is racing towards the cart. I'm gonna be right back. Really sorry about this, and they just take off.
Yeah. Do we want to follow them?
I mean, this is on the route to Bazzoxan no matter what, and
Yeah.
I believe payment would be ideal. We're all I don't want to say we're necessarily short on coin, but more of it never hurts.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Also, it's kind of the right thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess we could just make small talk while we go. You know, funny thing, not a lot of people know this. My family's pretty well read, and I read once that Moorbounder's eyes are like that. They kind of have a mix of goat pupils and like the pupils of a predator, because the Jorhas wastes are really dangerous, and having like horizontal pupils like that help them see in a wider range of vision, so they can keep out for what few predators they have, and see prey in all directions in front of them rather than just ahead like most predators. This is complete bullshit from me.
And-
I know shit about goats, so I'm
Yeah.
assuming it's true about Moorbounders.
Absolutely, and you also know that their eyes look a little bit like frogs' eyes because they jump around a lot.
Oh, that is also. I don't know a lot about frogs. I'm a goat guy.
Alrighty, so you guys hop back on and go at maybe a slightly brisk pace.
Give chase.
Yeah, it seems like
Yeah.
Justice is just zooming as fast as their mount will take them. But yeah, within a couple minutes of going pretty quickly on your cart, you hear the kind of wheel like creaking at its kind of temporary fixed state. So you don't push it too much, but you keep riding for a little bit, and you kind of come around a corner and you see Justice with what seems to be maybe like a lance, like a very chunky kind of spear, and they have just like jousted into the side of this Moorbounder that is now just on the ground. They kind of hop off, and as you guys kind of close that gap, Justice turns around and waves. Oh, you, hey, I didn't know if you guys were actually gonna come. I thought you guys would just like leave because Bazzoxan's really scary and there was a Moorbounder on the loose. But it seems like you guys aren't all that fussed with that sort of thing.
No, we have some business, so it's not like a pleasure trip.
Is it like a secret business kind of thing, like a confidential? Don't tell nobody. If you get word of it,
Ennio
mention it, or
deadpans
you get
super serious. Yes. So please don't ask anymore.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's a 25.
They kind of look you up and down.
Official Church of the Luxon business.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a pretty serious
I
matter.
I didn't mean to ask. I won't remember. I don't remember most things.
You're fine. It's not like you know the details of the mission. If you did, we might have to do something about it, but we don't, so it's fine.
I don't even remember what
Inga
you look like
smiles.
or your name. I didn't bump into you.
Nobody knows what I look like.
That's a weird thing. Okay, I guess so. If you're looking for pay, just maybe wait 10 minutes or so. Luska will be here in just a little bit. They usually ride a little bit behind, just so I can scout the coast. But yeah, they'll be here soon. Were any of you guys hurt? I don't really have anything to help if you are, but I'm just asking out of just being friendly.
I'm fine. I look around.
I believe what I'll find. If I can make a suggestion for a moment before you
course.
ride back, perhaps take a breath. You obviously your ride seems a little frazzled, and I believe that may have carried over to you a bit.
I don't know what you're talking about. I do this every day. This is just business, but mine isn't as scary as Enios. I kind of look at you as if like, so no one can
Yeah.
kind of understand
No,
if they
it's
don't know what
you
you're
don't
about
have to
say.
worry about it or anything. I was just
I can't
we
worry about it
just
if I
can't tell
if I
you
don't
what
know
we're
about it.
doing. Yeah. All right. Well,
Out of mind,
are
out of
you
mind.
hurt?
Oh no, I'm fine. Rice
Okay.
Pudding just kind of freaked out for a little bit. She does that from time to time. It's okay. Yeah. So you're really actually heading out that way. You're not too far off. I guess. I mean, with a cart like that, you could probably get to the loop by maybe tomorrow. Do you need any supplies or anything? It seems like you guys are maybe pretty stocked up. Also, what are all those horses for? I assume you're not horse merchants unless you are, unless that's the Bazzoxan business, and if so, do not tell me.
Well, we're trying to find them new homes, we should say. And if we can sell them here in the Emerald Loop, then perhaps that would work best. Or we could take them all the way to Bazzoxan.
Yeah, we got attacked by about a dozen horse thieves on horses, so they tried to kill us, and they wouldn't stop, so we killed them and took their horses. Inio smiles.
Oh. Alright.
I mean, they were like banditing, so they were like
okay.
robbing people on the road and leaving them for dead. So
one of the bandits had how many knives on them? And Corin sort of looks to Mara, I think, has all of them, or had all of them.
At 6 originally.
You fought Pole Strike? What? No one does.
Oh, was that his name?
That's crazy. Who? Whenever
Yeah,
I've ever seen him, or really any writer, for that matter, I usually just steer clear. Like, I've heard he's only no good, and he's terrible at spelling.
Yeah, well, I mean, we saw that part, but if you want to see him one last time, it's maybe your last chance. He's on the ground about 20 feet off the road, like a day and a half, 2 days back.
You left him?
Well, yeah, he's dead.
We left his corpse.
All right. I think that's good. I think I'm not really sure the ethics on condoning murder, but I mean,
if he tries to stab us and ends up stabbed in the process, that's kind of on him, in my opinion.
I am not gonna give out my opinion on that. I think, sure, I agree with whatever you agree with, for the sake of good books. And they kind of give you like another one of those looks of just like, please don't hurt me. And as you're kind of chatting, you see, coming over like a kind of small hill, you see that there is a large cart pulled by what seems to be a pair of large oxen that are just built, and they're lugging this cart behind. It seems to have like a kind of closed wooden structure, and then it appears to be towing what looks like maybe a cauldron or like a bathtub, or maybe, I don't know, maybe a large just like a pot for a plant or something. Not super sure, but it's kind of rattling its way over, and kind of sitting it at the reins. I got it this time. There appears to be an individual with a large kind of sun hat, just kind of carefully riding along. They kind of raise their hand as they kind of rattle closer. Well, good day. You all right? And Justice looks over and goes, "Oh, I'm really sorry. I promised that you'd pay these people. They were really nice. They helped me out. There were more bounders, and Rice Pudding got really scared, and I was and the writer just kind of goes, "Oh, don't worry about it. Happy to repay whatever is due. If you helped out my dear Justice, then happy to be of assistance. I've kind of closed the gap by now. A pleasure to meet you. My name's Luska. Is there anything I can do for you? I'm not entirely sure what's been promised. I can pay in coin, or if you're in the need for any alchemical wares, I'm happy to sort you out." You're a quiet bunch, aren't you?
Inio looks to the group.
We're heading to Bazzoxan. Anything you could give us resources advice.
Ooh. It's
Nice food.
a bleak spot. Not that great of a chef, unfortunately, but it's odd. You're not the first bunch. We ran into some folk a couple hours ago. Said they're headed.
Did they have a big ogre with them? And a blue lady?
Well, I'm not really one to spill the beans about my customers. Big fan of confidentiality, but there might have been an individual who was maybe larger than average, and there might have been an individual who was maybe more blue than average. But they were very, very nice, if that's what you were worried about.
Did they steal from you too?
It sounds like they didn't, Fire. I mean,
Goodness.
just a hunch.
Are they? They're not bandits, or there's been
They're
some terrible
certainly
bandits
the
around
thieving
recently.
sort.
Well,
Yeah, they kind of robbed us back in Jigow, so that's why we're following them.
Can I get a group persuasion check just to kind of sway this individual from any kind of preconception that they might have had? Yeah.
Let's see. Persuasion.
Are we all rolling, or like just us
Yeah.
two?
Whoever's wanting to kind of just nod in the background can. I'm just taking the average. And it seems
Well,
they kind of nod and look over you. Well, I suppose your situation doesn't have to involve me. I'm happy to help out anyone who's paying. But yeah, I've got a selection of salves, various concoctions that I've created. If you'd like to purchase any of those, you're welcome to do so. What would be a fair compensation for helping out dear Justice? What can I find? And they kind of hop off the front of their cart. They kind of go over to the back, in between the big cauldron and the back of the wooden cart, and there's some shelves that they kind of have set up, and everything is strapped down. They look over a few vials, and they pluck a few of them out. I'll say you're absolutely welcome to take your pick of, I'll say, I don't know, aware from the selection, and you're absolutely welcome to purchase any others that might find your interest, but I've got plenty in stock. I've got some potions of vitality that'll give you the boost you might need after getting in the fray. I've got potions of ailment curing if you're in a tough spot of some sort of a curse or a less than desirable state. It'll help you out with that. A potion that will make you particularly large. Not that that's a bad thing. I've got a potion you can. It's more of a wax that you put onto a stick, and you can whack real good with it. And there's also a balm that'll make your feet really sticky, which comes in very handy. I wouldn't have initially thought so, but people keep buying it.
I mean, I kind of like the idea of the one that makes you really big and the sticky feet potion. Those sound interesting.
Regularly, the potion of jumbofication will run you 120 gold pieces. The potion of sticky feetification would run only 100 pieces. I'd be happy to part with either of them as your reward for helping out.
Anyone else have any thoughts?
Not particularly.
Given the other thing we found, I think the giant potion may play interestingly if we were to combine the two for effects.
Yeah, that was my thought too. Can we do that one then?
The potion of getting really big and being an inconvenience in small rooms? Gladly.
Yes.
Um,
I gotta say that second name really sells it.
I'm a master salesman. Well, here you go. I didn't even describe this individual. I'm terrible at this. They're a short human woman with kind of short brown hair, very brawny. They've got like a visible arm hair and what seems almost vaguely like a 5 o'clock shadow. Maybe there's some dwarf in their blood somewhere down the line. But yeah, they have this very, very wide-brimmed sun hat. But yeah, and they're wearing an apron. But they reach up onto their shelf and pluck a very, very small. It's strange. It's a very tiny bottle, the size of I don't know, about the length of like a pinky finger. A very small vial that's full of this very vibrant green fluid, and they place it in the palm of whoever's willing to accept it.
I think Lyra should have it. Yeah.
Agreed.
Alright. I'll accept it.
Okie doke. Well, I don't suppose you're interested in any other wares. I'm sorry I'm not at my full range of stock. The troop before you bought a couple things, so don't really have everything. I've got like seconds if you're interested in anything like that. But I'm not responsible for whatever kind of comes out of that.
Alright.
Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with any. I'm not super picky. We just kind of did this to help out. So I mean, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay. So she kind of shows you where she's got this, almost like a bargain bin, that is, just, it seems like a thick kind of, lining in the bottom of a crate that is just, got a spread of kind of different sized vials of various different, colored kind of liquids. And she's like, well, not entirely sure how old they are or how fit they are for humanoid consumption, but I mean, I'm happy to give you, I'll say, 5 gold for a drink. Take your pick. I don't mind which ones.
Do you have any clue at all what they might do?
I'm fairly certain that none of them contain instantaneously harmful materials. And I say that with maybe a 90 or maybe an 80% kind of certainty on that. Which is pretty good.
That's fairly good odds, yes.
Yeah, all right, that's fine. I'll take 3.
Sounds excellent. Well, take your pick. I don't mind. Some of them are prettier than others. And it's just an array of various colors and kind of consistencies and shaped bottles, so you can make up your own potion looks if you'd like. But yeah, it'll be 15 gold.
I'll hold on to
I'll say,
the visuals.
Passive perceptions. I'll say Lyra, Mara, and Corin. While this little chat's going on, you notice Rice Pudding, the moorbounder, is kind of like very slowly circling the cart, like your cart, just kind of like sniffing at it and like looking under it. Seems like it's interested in something. Justice is just standing watching.
What is... Hmm. So you have no inkling what exactly it's sniffing at?
Perhaps.
Oh, sorry. Was that for? Go on. Sorry, my bad.
Do you think, Lyra, perhaps we have a stowaway? One of those things we saw last night, early this morning.
Certainly be a chance. Do we want to check then?
I suppose we should. We do not want it gnawing through all of the oats.
Yeah, the horses wouldn't like that.
Does it seem like the Moorbounder is sniffing, like, specifically under the cart or anything, or?
It seems like it's just trying to kind of see if it's coming from anywhere in particular itself. It's just kind of circling around, and after watching it for like 20 seconds or so, it seems to have settled on just trying to poke its head in through the front. Though it kind of knows that it's being watched and doesn't seem to actually look in. Justice, after a little bit, goes, well, what are you looking at? And kind of looks over, and I'm really sorry. Rice pudding is typically just hungry a lot of the time. I don't think they've gotten into anything though. And they just kind of whistle, and Rice pudding kind of looks one last look over at the cart before kind of trotting its way back over towards you guys and the store cart.
Corin's gonna head back over to our cart and just hop up in and make sure everything's still okay.
Yeah, give me a perception check or investigation.
I'll take investigation.
Okay. Yeah, with a fair amount of certainty, you can tell that there's no stowaways of any sort.
Awesome.
Seems fine. Here, Corin's gonna look. You said the cart has like a tarp, right?
Yeah, it has like a top that kind of goes over the top section.
Okay, then I'm going to just... Corin will put a hand on their book and resummon Ark, and we'll just like snap, and the bird will appear on their arm. Now, Ark, while we are still dealing with this lady for potions, keep an eye, and if anything, just keep an eye on the cart. If anything happens, let me know, and I'll let him flutter up to like the top, or like just chill somewhere in the cart.
Easily enough. Ark finds a little spot to perch. But yeah,
And then head back to the rest of the group.
okey-doke. Luska looks over, those of you who are still kind of looking at the bottles. So was there anything that you're looking for like full price maybe, or close to it? I can confirm that my products that I do know what they do they're very good at doing exactly what they do. I mean it takes so many tries to be absolutely perfect, and I guess all of those tries are the ones down there. But
I think I kind of speak for all of us when we say that prices of like 100 gold are a little out of our range right now until we handle some other stuff. Do you like have like a shop that you return to, or do you just kind of walk this way?
Well, we do. It's south of Asarius, near Yggdrathad. But it's a wee while. We generally move around quite a lot, and only really go there for when we need to harvest crops or anything like that. So sorry about that inconvenience, but if you ever find yourself down there, you're welcome to keep an eye out for Luska's Cauldron.
Aye, I will.
Sounds like a plan.
Thank you.
Mara, I'll say you are the one that kind of feels like a tap on your shoulder.
Turn around.
Behind you is Justice, who is standing slightly too close. Who kind of just backs up a lot and goes, "Oh, really sorry about that. I was wondering if you guys wanted a gift from me, because you don't have a lot of money. Not that that's an insult. I don't mean like I didn't have a lot of money, but now I do because I work for someone who runs a shop. Do you want these?" And they kind of just reach out, and they have in their hands a pair of shoes. They look kind of just like black slippers.
Certainly, thank you.
No worries. They've done me a whole lot of good, so I imagine that they'd probably do you some good. I hope they fit. I think they probably should. They've got straps and Velcro. It's this new magical technology that sticks two things together without any kind of adhesive. It's crazy, right?
Impossible.
Yeah.
Heresy.
Cool.
Yeah, and
Well, we're gonna have to.
I'd say, Mara, you'd notice that Justice is no longer wearing shoes.
I can't take your shoes off you.
Well, no, I took them off and I gave them to you. I got more shoes. I got shoes for days.
Are
Show
you
me
that
your
for
shoes.
real? Do you honestly?
Yeah, I could buy shoes, and Alaska would
but
happily buy
hold
me
on,
shoes.
Buying shoes isn't the same as having shoes.
But that's what money's for, right?
Yeah, but just because you have money doesn't mean you have shoes.
Okay. Well, okay. How about this? Lady whose name I'm too scared to ask because the more I know, the more danger I'm in. Would you like to swap shoes?
Is there any particular reason that these shoes are better than mine?
Well, no, but I wanted to give you something. And apparently I shouldn't have no shoes.
Corn is fucking bewildered at everything that is happening, by the way. He's just like out of it now.
I'm at a what? I love this idea, but I think your shoes really complete your outfit. So maybe we should just not do that.
Yes. Besides, and Mara has like fucking like has like boots that go like halfway up her calf. So I don't think mine would fit you. I'm afraid.
That'd be perfect for like riding boots, you know? Not that I'm the one that's gonna be benefiting from the epic shoe swap of the century. But I mean, if you really want to turn away my gift, I mean that's something you could do.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That's not a gift. Your used shoes aren't really. I mean, that's.
They're
we
so
appreciate
good,
the
though.
sentiment.
Like look at this. And then they kind of quickly snatch them off Mara and slip them on very quickly. There's the rip of Velcro and they stick back on. Oh, they're so slick. And then they go, watch this. And they bend their legs and then they jump 15 feet in the air. And then land up again and then land down again. Almost not catching themselves. They're like, these are so cool, right?
Okay, yeah, those
Yeah,
are pretty. That is pretty cool. Then
They're pretty cool. And Luska can just make them.
That okay. I feel a little less bad about that then. I think maybe. I mean, I have. Are our feet similar size?
Does Velcro have any bounds? I think
I
not.
don't know. I'm more concerned about my shoe. I think we're about similar size. I've got little feet.
They're fairly small tiefling.
Yeah. 1 second, and Inyo goes out to the back of the cart, and pulls open his satchel and starts to dig around inside it, and he's like out of view of people
Mhm.
for a while, and then he comes back with a pair of small white boots with gold trim that he was
Whoa.
definitely not wearing. Not like gold, but like colored gold, not like actual metal gold.
Those are some fancy shoes.
Now, if
Yeah,
there were
I don't really
check-
wear the white so much anymore. It gets dirty in the desert.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean, let's swap shoes for now then.
Yeah.
I don't really wear a whole lot of shoes. And he looks down. And he's got like bandaged up feet, like he has.
Yeah.
So, but anyone is welcome to them, or I can wear them. I'm not picky.
Why don't we all just swap shoes?
Yeah, we're gonna have a shoe swap circle.
Yeah.
I think I'm quite content with what I have.
What
Thank
kind
you.
of
They
shoes
roll
do you
their
have,
eyes.
Corin?
They're just like simple boots.
Simple boots.
They're I don't know, like a dull brown leather.
Enyo turns to Mara and says, "Can you believe this man?"
Yes.
Enyo's boots had like little like inch heels, like very small heels,
Fair.
and were like classical, like almost like pilgrimy boots.
Do they have a buckle?
I do have a quick question, real quick, Ennio.
Yeah.
Whenever you went back to the cart, what would a small burb have seen if they were to be keeping an eye on specifically the carts?
Oh.
Ooh.
That's a good question.
You would have seen Enyo set his bag down, and then mime pulling off boots, even though he wasn't wearing them, and his hands come away with boots.
Okay.
And as for the more pertinent buckle question, they're like boots that like come up like this, with like a folded like an unfold. I'm drawing on the map.
Oh yes.
Where like they could be brought up and buckled and held, but they were just dangling loose, like many people wear their boots in an artsy way.
Alrighty. Yeah. Ark turns around to see that the face of a moorbounder is poking into the cart again, just like looking around now. They kind of spot the bird and just go dead still. And just have this like staring contest with Ark. And then they just like back out and begin to just like pace their way back over to the store cart.
Gotcha. I do think Ark would have relayed all of that for
Yeah.
what it's worth, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Luska looks over you and it's like, well, I don't mean to be a downer, but if you're happy with your purchases and you are not swapping shoes, happy to get back on the road, Justice. And they kind of look over and they go, oh, well, yep, we'll be finished soon. Do we want to do this? It's a super serious
you
look.
can take those. You can take
Awesome.
my boots, and we'll figure out who wears your boots while we travel.
Take them far. They've got some good use out of them, and they can take you far pretty quick.
Yeah, these boots seem made for walking.
That's just what they do.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
All right. Well, you have a good ride.
Yeah. If you survive Bazzoxan, maybe come see us. If that's cool with your secret plot plan thing, I'm not going to talk about it anymore.
Sure.
Okay.
That sounds like a plan.
Well, you guys get around safe. I would say look out for more bounders, but it seems like you guys have got it pretty sorted. See you around. And they kind of get back on rice
see ya.
pudding.
Bye.
And they wave as they kind of just spring on off at 70 feet of every 6 seconds. Actually, 140 feet. They dashing. They're out of there just so fast.
Terrifying.
Alaska kind of chuckles and goes, "Well, a pleasure doing business with you. Do be safe.
Yeah.
And I hope they do you well. If you need anything alchemical done, you know where to find us. Maybe. We probably won't be going home immediately. We'll be somewhere on the road. We might bump into each other, hopefully. Good day's travel to you." They
Thanks.
kick up again, and the oxen start to rumble their way back the way you came.
Okay, does anybody want these boots? Or should I wear like who wants the boots?
They seem to enhance your physical ability to leap. If we want to know the full extent, I could identify them, or I think we have a pretty good understanding of what they do as is, so...
Yeah, I mean, feel free to identify them. We'll be in the cart, so we get going.
Okie doke. I don't know why I forgot to change the battle music. This is very epic and everything, but maybe less than appropriate for the mood. We will be changing that. But yeah, you guys hop back on the cart, unless there's anything else you guys would like to deal with, and start trekking.
Just as we're riding, there was something I wanted to talk about with the crew. Just with everybody. But after we get going... sorry, God?
No, you're good.
I was just gonna... After we get going with everybody, just sort of be like... So, what is our plan whenever we catch up to the other group? Exactly. The ones who we keep saying have stolen from us, even though they did.
Well, I mean, I imagined I would cast Locate Object to find our necklace and see who has it and try to get it back from them.
Yeah, I think it depends a lot on how they act when we ask them for our things back. You know?
That's fair. I would rather this not end in violence. They, strange as it may seem, they may have had their own reasons for taking it.
Well, maybe we could follow them and steal it back ourselves. I mean,
I'm
it
more
would be
for
easy for...
more direct confrontation, but if you want to just steal it back, can't really stop you.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, I'm sure these people are thieves, and I'm sure that no one's ever, like, snuck into their cart and tried to rob them before. But if someone did, I bet it would go really well.
Most certainly not a cadre of goblins.
Yeah, no, goblins would never do something like that.
But okay, I'm just trying to make sure we're on the same page here. I do think we should give them the benefit of the doubt. Though it did not seem like they got knocked out, they just simply might not know that what they took is as valuable as it is. Vestiges of divergence are few and far between, normally.
Can
I think they knew exactly what they were doing.
Yeah,
I
I want
agree.
to put a counterpoint in there that they had the opportunity to take everything from us. Gold, weapons, your spell book. I mean, they do have a wizard. And instead they took one item only, and it was just that one. They didn't even take the magical glowing spear. I point at Lyra, who has the magical glowing spear. So, I mean, I feel like there's a reason they probably took that one particular thing. They might not know exactly what it is, but they know something.
That's a good point. Then perhaps we figure out what they know.
Yeah.
If we speak to them, well, I have ways of looking into the minds of others. I can work out what they know.
Corin just kind of nods along with that, and it sounds like a decent enough plan to go with then.
Okay, and you guys ride onward. I'll say this is a great opportunity for us to have a break. So if you need to go get a drink, go to the bathroom, ensue chaos, or do a bit of tomfoolering, mischief, or ne'er-dwelling, you're welcome to do so. I know I certainly will.
Yeah.
Heading off with some new stuff, some funky shoes, some vials of mostly unidentified maybe potions. But yeah, you guys are on the road. Can I get a D100 from the first person to roll it? And can I get perception checks if people are keeping an eye out?
Well, there's the D100.
Thank you.
And that's a 23 in perception.
Awesome. And was Corin identifying something? Was it the boots or the potions or the?
Definitely at least the boots, but I mean, if Ennio would offer them, I could take a look at the potions.
I mean, sure. I won't say no.
Get a better idea of what they do at least.
Sure.
Okay. I'll say. I mean, what, Corin? You're able to ritual cast kind of quick, right? Or at least sometimes.
Once a day, but I'm gonna save it just
Okay.
in case. So I'm just gonna let all of these. So it'll take 40 minutes.
Fair enough. Okay.
Because I think we've got 4 things. So yeah.
Sweet. As you do so, identifying the boots, this is what they are. However, asterisks, they are also the boots with the fur. They have what you identify as moorbounder hide is what is keeping them nice and black slipper fluffy looking.
Gotcha. So they are boots of striding and springing. For anybody who wants them, they are attunement. So you can just throw that on your sheet.
Yeah.
Well, if anyone else doesn't have a use for them, I'll take them.
I mean, anyone can use, extra jumping and running, but, up to you.
I think you might get the most use from them.
Because of the medium that we're playing on, I don't know who you were talking to.
That was to Lyra.
Okay.
Disguise above.
Well, okay. That I agree.
Corin, the first vial that you identify is really strange. You get all kinds of schools of magic off of it, and you swear like it's actively undergoing some kind of arcane process. You're not really sure what's going on here. You can roll an Arcana check if you'd like. see
Sure.
maybe hypothesize what's going on, but pretty unsure.
Take a guess.
Yeah, 23, pretty good. I'll say that you have maybe heard of in your studies this kind of almost potion fermentation, where it goes bad and then it goes really bad and then it gets kind of good again. These potions have, or at least this one is kind of old, you presume, and because of that it doesn't really have whatever it was intended to do as a kind of side effect. You can conclude that this does have some magical essence in it that you could maybe define as wild. So, identifying it, you would know that by drinking this potion, it allows you to immediately roll on the wild magic table. And I think Sean may have died.
Not me.
It was the
bring it up.
wild magic.
It's fine.
It was too strong.
It was that
Yep,
wild.
wild magic just fucking yeeted me.
Yeah. So yeah, drinking one as a bonus action in this game, in like as if you cast the spell, it is a wild magic surge from you. And as you take your time to do the others, the second one is also this, and the third one is also this.
Ah, okay. So Corin, after finishing the three of them, will just sort of look at the vials and be like, I would advise caution when drinking these. They are wildly unpredictable in terms of what they could do. That said, in a pinch, sometimes unpredictable is the best you can do. You're the one that bought them, Enyo, if you want to hold on to them.
Yeah, I mean, I think I will. And I will hope for the best when I drink them. So, thank you. And Enyo puts those in his belt.
Okie doke. What were those perception checks? Why is my tab not there? Ba-da-ba-da-ba. Did anyone roll perception? Oh, that's right, 23 from Lara. Lara, you got your eyes on the horizon as you guys ride along more and more. And you complete your 4th day of travel. The sun is now going down, and you guys are what you imagine is only a few more hours travel away from the Emerald Loop Caravan Stop. Do I presume that you want to do the same resting situation, or?
Well, do we want to press on a little bit, get to the actual caravan stop, or do we want to just stop here and cross through in the morning?
Let's push on. I'd rather reach the caravan stop.
Considering that, like, I think most of us have been up this path, would we know, is there, like, proper... It's not like a whole town, but it's, like, more guarded than just out on the road, right?
Correct. So, those of you who have passed through would probably know that it is a clearance in a small kind of forest, which immediately provides cover from a lot of the elements and just general being out in the open terrors. It is inhabited by very few permanent residents, but there is a small store there. There's a family of goblins who kind of keeps things running. It's kind of more just a place where people who are traveling through have just unanimously decided, hey, this is a spot that we're going to meet and be able to pass things on to each other. Yeah, it's definitely not a town, but it's more of just like a populated bit of road.
Gotcha. If we're within a few hours of it, then I think we push on a little bit. And then get our rest there.
All in
Sounds
favor?
like a plan.
Okey-doke. So instead of setting up a camp, you guys push a little bit more on into the night. Yeah, doing so, an hour or two passes, and I'd say actually just before the second hour, you notice off the road, maybe 20 or so feet off the road, there appears to be like a glimmer of light, like in the dark. Kind of focusing your attention to it, specifically Lyra, who's keeping keen eyes. It seems like firelight. You see it kind of flickering against the occasional like spire that is in that area, as if being cast from a fire somewhere near the edge of the road.
That could be them. That could be them, guys.
I can make someone invisible if someone wants to check.
Well, hold on. Perhaps we can... Perhaps save our own spells. Somebody... That's exactly what I was going to do. Alert me if anything drastic happens. And Corin will summon Ark and send him out the back of the cart, and we'll just go somewhat catatonic. And I'm just going to focus my senses through Ark, and I'm going to have Ark go fly overhead above that fire, like 70 feet above the ground. That way I'm still within range of the telepathic link.
Totally. I guess you're intending for Ark to be stealthy in this.
Yes.
Totally. Give me a stealth check and a perception check on Ark's behalf.
Give me 1 second to figure out if owls have advantage on that. I don't remember.
They're proficient. I'm not sure if they
I
have.
think owls have keen hearing and sight.
Yeah, and then on.
Yes, that's what it is. Flyby. That's the thing I'm thinking of. That's
right.
different. Stealth. Bip. I don't know why that just went to you, but that was a 16.
Okay. They fly. What's their perception like?
Using the owls, it would be a +3.
Yep, and I think they might have advantage from
Keen hearing and sight. They do.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and
Just... well...
Natural 20. For a total of 23. Jeepers. So yeah, you send Ark out, and Ark does a pretty good job of taking a look-see around. What you see through Ark's little eyes is a campfire. Around it there are a few logs that have kind of been laid down of really kind of old dead trees, as well as 2 carts. There is kind of 4 horses that are just kind of standing around, and immediately you recognize the large form of Maggie the Ogre, who is just resting, leaned up against one of the carts. You notice Dermot, who is seemingly lying down on a log, sleeping, but in his armor. You see Io, who is also sleeping, lying down between the fire and the log that's kind of acting as like a bench. And you see Gelseriad, who is set up, looking out into the darkness, just very, very slowly and methodically just scanning the horizon. But they don't seem to have noticed you.
Okay. Does it seem like he's clocked the cart?
As in...
The cart on the main road, because we saw the fire from the road. So has Galisariad seen the...
Oh, your cart.
Yes, our
No.
cart. Sorry.
Your cart's actually, you guys, like, your cart and stuff is maybe still, I want to say, I feel like there were actual measurements. The campfire is like 30 feet from the road, and then you guys are maybe like 60 feet or so away from that part of the road, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
And it doesn't seem like it.
Okay. Just gonna tell Ark to very quietly just keep looping for the moment, and then Corin will snap out of the catatonic state and just
I
be
will
like...
say, one more thing you noticed. Irvin was not sitting around the fire. But with the keen eyes of Ark, you spot him in a tree. And he's just perched up there.
Okay.
There goes my plan to gang up and kill the fucking watch. Okay.
Corin will snap out of the catatonic state and will relay all of that to everybody and just be like, it's them. It is certainly them. So we could just roll up as if we were looking for a night, as if we were just trying to push on for the night and instead bed down with them. Or, I mean, like I said, I do not want to turn this to violence, but...
Well, I also don't want to just fight them. I mean, I like Gelseriad fine. I mean, I can use the message cantrip to talk to him from a distance. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I could use message to talk to them from a distance, and that way we know that, you know. I mean, I would hate to walk right up to their whole crew just to have them pull swords on us. That would be not the smartest situation with, you know, ogres.
That is a good point, though I don't think Maggie and Dermot, at least, also don't seem to have a predilection towards violence.
Oh yeah, Dermot
So-
seems nice. I wonder if they know.
I think perhaps a question we should ask, just out of wanting to show gratitude to the appropriate parties, we should figure out who pulled Mara out. Because Mara is the one who had the necklace. We know Maggie pulled you and I, Enyo.
Yeah, I could have sworn we asked before, but now I can't remember. Huh.
I don't believe we asked who got all of us, but Also, for what it's worth, Irvin being in a tree, perhaps that is just his. Maybe that's just how he prefers to sleep, but
Yeah, that seems like a smart watch idea, honestly, having your watch person not be right with everybody else, because, then if someone tries to rob the camp, there's someone away from them off in the distance that they don't know is there.
indeed.
Oh.
Well,
So, anyone else, Scott? I mean, do we just want to walk up, or I could probably knock Irvin out of the tree. I think that'd be funny.
I don't think we should do that. I do not believe we should appear openly hostile. I could just have Ark land near them. I'm not sure if I believe Galisariad saw him, so
Ooh, we could send a note with Ark, like a little bird with a letter.
That's not a terrible idea.
We could send it straight to Dermot and wake him up. That could be cool. Maybe.
I don't. I don't necessarily see a reason not to. Sure, if you want.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like Dermot's probably our best in, Especially if we were to explain, like, hey, we think one of your friends might have robbed us. I feel like he would be understanding of that, but
Yes. I would also like to know where they were headed. Because I do not believe we know for... I don't think we know for certain if they were headed to Bazzoxan. But... And if they are, then, well, we should figure out what they know. Regardless. But, so...
yeah. I could also, I mean, this is just another thing I'll throw out there. I'm a really good actor, and I could just walk up and be somebody else.
I can do this as well. Although
We could just do that, just ride up on two of the horses and be like, "Well, howdy there, partner," and talk to them, just like two riders riding by.
All right, but consider if you convince their horses not to take them on their journey.
Oh, I love that idea. Oh, that's a smart idea. I could
That's
get
so
the
good.
horses to unionize.
Oh no.
That'd be funny. But Maggie could probably pull the cart if they needed to.
True.
One of them at least. But I don't know. I'll defer to your all wisdom. I don't really know what's best here, but
Warn their horses about that disappearing lion. What if it comes back and gets them? They should really be on edge and cautious about it.
yeah.
I do not think they have any reason to be openly hostile towards us. If you two want to disguise yourselves, you can, but...
That's fair. I guess my worry is that, it might seem suspicious. It's like, hey, we happen to be going the exact same way. And even though you left way before us, seemed to be trying to get, away from us, we found you. Haha. Like, that seems maybe a little fishy, but...
That's a good point.
we did receive visions of some importance,
yeah.
if pressed.
All right, well, then I guess let's let's do it to it. I guess.
Leave the carts on the road. Just go on foot. Everybody together.
Yes. They'll be less likely to
Yeah.
attack if it's all of
Sure.
us.
Do we want to leave Zenthris behind just because they don't know him, and someone should probably watch the horses?
Yeah,
That
sure.
might be
That sounds
wise.
like a good idea.
Also, if they do happen to like just drop like a big old bomb right on top of us, at least one person's alive to kind of know what happened.
Tell our
Oh.
story.
It's gonna be one of those.
I mean, you know, it doesn't hurt to have a backup plan. You know, someone who could set us free if we get captured or something.
True.
In fact, I even leave Theodore, and I
Damn.
write a little note, and I tuck it. I tuck it in a little bit of leather and tie it around Theodore's neck, and the letter just says, "If you're reading this, I am a familiar, and my master has been captured by bad people who stole from him, etc." And I'll just send him off to find hopefully some nice people to help us if things go bad.
I'd like to think that you've had this note for so long, and it's only now that you're getting to use it, and you've like it's just been crossed out for various scenarios of like what actually has happened and what. It's just
Oh
really
yeah, that's
long.
actually just the back half of my journal is notes to send on Theodore's back just in case something bad happens.
And they're like easy tear.
I also have a couple that are just like Ennio would like some bread and juice brought up to his room, please, and room service.
Awesome.
It's never worked.
Doesn't mean it's never gonna work though. Alrighty.
That's why I still have them.
What is the plan?
We walk up on. It's Gelsariad's on watch.
Correct.
Galisariad and Urban.
And Irvin is in the tree. Yeah, I think we just walk up on. No, weapons not drawn, just walk in.
I'll have Ark circle down and like just sort of fly in our direction, somewhat obviously.
Ennio's hands are in his pockets with his holy symbol clenched in his fist.
Okey-doke. You all near, and when you're maybe 40 or so feet away, you all are in clear view of Gelsariad, who, in a moment or two, his eyes lock on. And it seems like he honestly wasn't expecting that.
Howdy there, stranger.
His expression is just immediate disbelief, and then like you just see on his face like he is just thinking about what this means. And he just nods. Ennio, you hear in your head, I wouldn't come any closer.
Oh, is this like a? Why is this? Is this like a? Are you? Is that like a threat?
I don't want to hurt you.
Why would you hurt us?
Io is not open to negotiation.
Negotiation?
You've done really, really well getting all the way out here. But if you want it back, we're not going to give it to you.
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
How many horses do they have?
4. They have 2 cards.
They have 4 horses and 2 carts. Okay, and I say,
Well-
I don't message back, and I whisper to my companions, well, they have it. They're not going to negotiate, and they're not going to give it back, is what Galceria just told me. So do we want to? And then I'm going to
Seems to
cast
me
message.
like they're not going to have horses.
I'm going to cast message to the party and say, go with my lead. And I say, well, I message to Galceria and I say, okay, fine. Well, then this was a waste of our fucking time. So thanks for robbing us, but we're not really, we're better than you. So we're just gonna let bygones be bygones. But if you do it again, you'll be in a world of trouble, mister. And Enio is actively lying to Galceria right now. He's like, all right, well, fine, we'll just leave then, and he's not gonna leave.
So, as you kind of began that message, I'd say, Lyra, you probably noticed Galceria has begun casting a spell.
I shoot him.
Fuck me!
Oh boy!
I have not on full hit points and I don't have all my spell slots. Let's fucking do this.
We have probably taken short rests in the car.
Yes, you will be short rested. So if you get any spell slots, sorcery points, hit points, you're welcome to have had
I
those
do
regenerated.
not.
I will have done arcane recovery.
Yep.
I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna say that I didn't have the presence of mind to say it, but Corin would have done it. As we were approaching, I'm gonna cast a mage armor.
I think that's a fair enough
myself?
assumption to have made. I think that makes sense.
Well, I'm glad to say that my dice agreed with my decision and finally
you?
gave me a 20.
That's
So,
it.
Natural 20?
yes.
Boy.
Okay.
Nice.
Fucking nice.
Galcerian needs to make a strength saving throw.
Okay. He's actually really good at those.
Yeah.
He's just
Weedy little nerd, but he's
he's
actually
just the toughest.
he rips his shirt off, and underneath you see
He's just shredded. Yeah. He actually isn't. He got a 13. Not too terrible, but
Doesn't he have to beat 13 though?
I think it's you meet it, you beat it. So I
Yeah,
think
it's
Yes.
me.
Is it?
yeah.
So can I say
Ooh.
something here too?
Yeah.
As I was messaging, I was planning to cast Hex,
Mhm.
but I haven't gotten to do it. Because we haven't been in initiative and stuff, so
it would
I
also
didn't
not
know he was gonna.
Yeah, I would
matter 'cause
say
it's a save.
Yeah. So
I would say that it's kind of only the first visual instance, something they can register that you're doing
That's
something
fair.
kind of thing. But the gunshot fucking happens.
And everyone wakes up.
Well, I still have damage to roll.
Absolutely.
Question:
Good.
how important is it that you succeed at this?
At what? The damage? Or the...
How important is it
save.
that he fails to you?
I mean, it would stop him from casting. So pretty important to me.
Yep. He needs to roll again.
All right.
Good call.
Ooh.
That is
Good call.
an 11, so that just fails.
Oh, that fails.
You see,
Alright. He is about to be knocked on his ass. And
and if someone can clear the distance and melee him, just kick him in the head.
Oh my god. He likes you guys.
Well,
Yeah, well, I never met him.
that's 15 points of damage, and he just got thrown on his ass.
Yeah, absolutely. 15. That's a chunk. What's the math on that? Is ba-da-ba. Righto. With that immediate just explosion rocketing out, it's wakey time. It's also map time.
I hope none of them are wearing their armor. That'd be so funny.
Oh, that's
Dermot
true.
is sleeping
That's
in his
true.
Dermot
armor.
is.
Yeah. So you guys
Alright,
are
but-
down in the bottom left corner yet again, pitching
The
upon the
others,
bottom left.
though. because they were asleep.
Oh god.
I do enjoy that your instinctive reaction to him casting a spell is to shoot him.
Look, you can't trust magic users.
You
That's
can't.
not unreasonable. As someone who's playing one, you're right.
Yeah, fair,
It's
valid.
tricky.
We invented guns to make up for the lack of magic.
Magic. Yeah.
Counterspell this.
Of all the days to
So
not
yeah,
prepare
I will say
fucking
because
my
he spotted you when it was
I got
when
you,
you guys
fam.
were 40 feet away. So you guys are kind of behind that line or on that line. And your buddy Xenris is on board as well. Actually, no, he's not. He's hanging out with a cart.
He's
I
like.
But
feel like
he
he
did
but
hear a gunshot.
He would
so
come
he'll-
running.
He'll come running. I'll put him down here so we don't forget about him.
Yeah.
Can I get some initiative rolls?
Sure.
God.
Fuck me. Alright, let's go.
Oh, for
Oh.
fuck's sake!
Oh,
Of all the times!
by the way, I think Enyo is going to have... Because part of the spell I used, I can give
Gives
someone else advantage.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to give that to Enyo. Because
Sounds good.
I feel like his
Okay.
eldritch will be useful.
Okie doke. Is
Jesus
that's
Christ.
all of you guys. All of these guys. And what? Gelsaria is prone?
Yep, he has just been knocked prone and interrupted.
Bozo went down. Okay, cool. Let's do this. Gelsariat. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Having a rough time. Let's go Io. Whew. I know the thing that you guys missed the most was me taking way too long on 5 NPCs' intricate turns. So I thought I'd reintegrate that back into the story. Just
You're
me
fine, you're
just
fine.
As
puzzling
long as
around
they're
with
5 NPCs, most of whom aren't wearing their armor, I'm all for it.
That's the
It
thing.
takes like what, 5 minutes to don their armor?
Yeah, if we could just have 5 minutes, just, you know.
Well-
Enya, what's your dexterity is more than a +1, right?
It's a +2.
There you go. You're before poor little Tin Can Dermot. Not the horses, but Maggie.
Well, we know Dermot's in his armor. Galceria doesn't wear armor. Irvin is in a tree, so he's probably wearing armor. Maggie maybe doesn't need armor. And I don't remember what Io wore, but she seemed dexterous.
Lyra, what is your dex?
My dex is +3.
Okie doke. You know who else's dex is +3? Actually, no, it isn't. So they are gonna go behind you. Is that them? Is this 10 things on a list? It is.
That's
Excellent.
10.
Jesus.
Are we ready?
It is.
Let's
Oh boy.
Let's go.
let's do this. Okay.
I just want you to know that my plan was to make someone invisible and have them sneak up on a sleeping person and assassinate them.
Jesus.
Oh goodness.
I will say that these people are prone. I don't know why I'm putting it on them. They're gonna be getting up. But
Oh,
Oh, it's gonna be half their speed on their turn.
exactly.
What's the full stats for those boots I'm wearing?
Oh, I guess you would be attuned to them, right?
Yep.
So
It's like triple jump distance.
Yeah, triple. So what it is your movement speed is 30 unless it's otherwise higher. Your speed can't be reduced if you're encumbered. Well, it isn't reduced by encumbrance or wearing heavy armor.
Oh.
And you can jump 3 times your normal distance, but you can't jump further than your movement would allow. There is
pretty
also an
good.
image for that. I don't know where that is. Over here and over. There you go. And they are the boots with fur.
Perfect.
Okay. Delightful. Starting off Io's turn, Io spends half their movement to stand up, looks around and goes, oh shit, let's go! And grabs just at their side one of their big ol' harpoons. Looks around. As I look something up. Excellent. That's what I needed. They're gonna move 15 feet this way. They're going to just maybe chill out for a bit. They're gonna hold their spear out, seemingly waiting for you guys to come closer. Xenris's turn. Xenris is just gonna catch up to you guys, leaving your horses to just chill out. Dashing, they arrive here. Maggie had an 18, but I didn't hit enter, and that's why it was a 0 in the middle of the chaos. Maggie gets up, and nothing gets Maggie down. Maggie is going to grab their maul at their side, and is ready to, I guess, get into the mix. Maggie's movement is... That's right. They're gonna move down this way, around the fire, and it seems like they're also gonna ready some sort of action. Inyo's turn.
Does Irving have cover? Irvin have cover from me?
I would say, maybe. I'd say you'd have line of sight on them. I don't think it'd be enough cover to have any kind of penalty to your attack.
Okay.
Of course, if you're not being diplomatic, still an option.
I'm gonna cast. I think he's gonna mutter first. Are we being diplomatic? I mean, they did cast on us first. Glance around real quick.
I mean,
can
can we
try.
openly talk on not our turn? Or
Yeah.
Enio's gonna cast locate object.
Okay. What
where's
is
that
exactly?
necklace?
But you know the object's direction. If it is in motion, you know the direction. It is.
So I think I'd be able to pinpoint like
it's
which.
either Io or Dermot that has it.
Right. Okay. Then Io is a tiefling or water genasi.
They're blue.
Or-
They look a little bit like an
blue,
orc,
Yeah.
but they're blue. And you're not. entirely sure.
They're a blork.
Yeah.
Enio says in Elven, like he whisper shouts it and says, "Io is the amulet." And
Well, it's a good thing I can understand that language.
yes.
Yeah. Xenris is like,
movement.
what?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I guess. Enyo moves down the path a little bit, and says, whoa, sorry, he was casting a spell on us. So, instincts.
Okay.
That's Enyo's turn.
Alrighty. Dermot wakes up and just has this mortified look on his face. He is so unhappy about what's happening right now. He kind of throws himself into action, though. He stumbles up and makes his way over to Galzeriad and is kind of just helping him up. He's gonna look over at your group and specifically over at Enio and just like have this look of just like, oh man, Oh man. And he's gonna clutch his Luxon amulet as like vague kind of tethers of dodecahedron spread out to Io, Gelsariad, and Maggie.
Fucker. Son of a bitch, he blessed.
I wish we were the next level. I have a perfect spell for where they are, but let's go.
Is it called Fireball?
It is not. It's
Okay.
it's grosser than Fireball, I'll put it that way.
Hate that. All my
Can't
homies
wait.
hate grosser
I
than
can't wait.
Fireball.
It's not. It's a lot wetter than Fireball.
Ugh.
You're not
Grosser
making
and
it
wetter
any
than
better.
Fireball are the name
Grosser
of my
and wetter.
memoir.
Oh
dear.
So, out of curiosity,
Of
is
course.
the amulet visible on Io at all?
With your passive perception, you don't notice it on them. At least it's not out in the open. You can make it
Darn.
an extra strong staring to see if you can spot it, but I'd say that might be a bonus action.
Sure. Oh. Is it my turn then?
Yep.
Alright, well, as I reload my gun, I am going to give an extra long staring at this blork.
Absolutely. I'll say you have advantage because you're taking the time to properly scan them down. You can go ahead and do investigation or perception, whatever works best for you.
Probably perception. What does a 19 give me?
A 19, you see that, well, you don't see the amulet on them. They're wearing, it's like a mix of leather armor, and there's like a kind of cloth, kind of scarfing and loose kind of drapes that kind of go in between the armor. It wouldn't be a bad idea to hide an amulet somewhere under the wraps, if that makes sense. So you suspect that that might be one of the better places that they could be hiding such an amulet.
Well. I'm to just look Io dead in the eye and just be like, you started this when you stole from us, cowards.
Stare you down and say,
Honorless beasts.
we'll happily end it as well. Back off.
Ooh. You make me want to shoot your fucking elf into the fire.
Try it.
Or we could not. Darn it! Help me out here! Come on.
It seems like Dermot is in his own space right now. He is a little bit zoned out. What is Larry doing?
Alright. That is the end. Reloading is all I am doing for now.
Okay, no. Irvin's turn. Irvin is going to slide down the trunk of the tree and begin to pitter-patter over your guys' way. His, like, young... He couldn't be older than 20.
Not going to be.
Oh god.
Oh
Jesus
god.
Christ!
Won't be.
Jeez.
Man, he picks up some speed and draws what appears to be 2 daggers from his side and kind of holds them out, ready to tussle if need be. It seems like they are not necessarily. They are like. They're happy for this to not end with more blood, but they are like at their like limit. They're like, hey, if you guys actually are gonna antagonize,
Look, it's
here-
really easy for it to not end in more blood.
Well,
They just need to, give back what they took.
that's the one underlying rule that they can't do.
Wow, I didn't know we were dealing with a band of thieves in
Yeah,
Jigow.
yes.
We did. That's why we came all the way out here.
Well, I mean, now I do, but I thought they were cool. Not a bunch of thieves.
Okay.
All right, I think we maybe didn't explain the situation to you very well then before we left, because I thought that was pretty clear.
To escalate or de-escalate, that's the question.
It certainly is in this moment.
Yeah.
It is better to be loved than feared, but you can certainly be both. I'm going to spend 2 sorcery points. No, I'm going to cast. I need an intelligence saving throw from Io.
Alrighty. That is. Ooh, where are they? Intelligence is a 14.
That is the save. That's really annoying. Okay. So I waste
You
that.
You don't have the spell slots for your other for your silvery barbs again?
I.
Could.
I'm wondering whether to use it. Yeah. Yeah. Why the fuck not? Everyone else, back me up because I'm running low on resources. Disadvantage, and I'm going to give advantage to. Let's back up. I'll give advantage to Corin.
Okay.
Okie doke. That's a fail. That's a 6.
Okay. Takes 4 psychic damage and subtracts 4 from whatever her next saving throw.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to spend 2 sorcery points
Before
to
you do
twin
that-
spell. Yep.
There is a harpoon that just is thrown at you immediately. As she was holding her. If anyone fucks with her, she's gonna just give it
Okay.
what she has. I'll subtract that HP and go ahead and. Ooh, that is.
Is that like a trident?
I'm rolling it as a spear, so this was disadvantage. That is higher. Okay, so that's a
Speaking of
15 to hit.
spears, I need the stats for
That
that
hits.
spear.
I can send that.
And okay, that is 8 points of piercing damage. As you were struck by this big old barbed harpoon, that's gonna suck.
I'm gonna then spend 2 Mara it pierces through her shoulder. She wraps her hands around it. You watches the blood flows from the wound, and then starts jetting outwards, just an arterial spray that turns into a web. And who do I want to get? Let's grab Io and Irvin. Intelligence saving throws.
Can do. And Io has a -4, correct?
That is correct.
That is, oh man, it's a 17 on the dice, reduced to a 13.
That fails.
Just
Get
right. Nice. And for Irvin, that's a 14. But they're right on the fence with this.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so Io takes another 16 psychic damage, and all of that, she can't take a reaction till the end of its next turn, and on her next turn she has to choose move, action, bonus action. And Irvin just takes half of that, so 8 psychic damage.
So 16. Oh, my maths. That goes to this. And then Irvin takes half of 16, which is 8, for those of you who know how to count like me. Yeah, they both like hiss as this just overwhelming lash of psychic energy gets into them.
And I'll take a
and
few steps back.
They are
That's me.
blessed, but I forgot about that. That's fine. Cool. Galceriad's gonna sit up, and before Galceriad, that is the blessed thing that I have removed. Unfortunately, that is not the case.
I should have hit. Fucking damn it.
Previously, Galceriad has kind of had this overall kind of ethereal beauty to him. He's got long, kind of flowing white hair, and he's very well presented. He sits up,
Covered in
and he
dirt
has
now.
got just a bullet wound in his shoulder, and he has this just glaring, soured look. He outreaches his arms, looks over at Lyra, and with like a twist of the wrist, there is a what appears like a similar to the little Luxon symbol, or some of the kind of dodecahedron magic you've seen from Enyo. There is this tiny little, the size of like a marble, quickly spinning in his hand. And he looks over, and
Hey, bro.
Lyra and Mara, Corin, and Zenris, you all feel what feels like just gravity getting stronger and stronger. You feel like your own weight is making you like, it's hard to stand. It is just this immediate pressure, as if like there's just water all around you, just crushing down. Can I get a strength saving throw from all of you? Apart from Enyo.
Corin has advantage on this.
He does.
Oh,
As does Corin, yes.
that's
yes,
a
Corin
natural
and-
20 on that strength saving throw.
Awesome.
That's a natural 20 for me. Funnily.
I got a 1.
Oh
It was a 2,
no.
but that's a 1.
And what did Zenris get? Zenris failed. Alrighty. I'm gonna have to keep some notes of what Zenris damage take. That's not how
Yeah.
the words are meant to be ordered. Okay.
I don't think I'm gonna. I think I might not make it, guys.
It's vaguely
Nah, you're gonna be
reminiscent for
fine.
those of you who were in the main chamber of the Emerald Grotto. What happened to that shark? Like, where he focused and just drew all of the space to like a very compact area. I'll get to rolling the damage. Okay, so for those who failed, that is 24 points
I'm down.
of force damage. And for those
Oh
who
my
succeeded, that is 12 points of force damage.
Oh my god!
As this just pressure is like crushing into you guys. Galceriad has just like grin of frustration and just getting something out, and seems satisfied with the way that your party responds to such intense force. He is going to then use 15 feet of movement and dip in behind Maggie.
Does the effect persist?
It does
Or-
not. It seems like it's a singular, just like whoosh of like
Okay.
force that just blasts over you guys.
Okay.
And Sanris took. Actually, How much HP does Xenos have? I think he's got a fair bit, but I'll just double, triple, quadruple check. Because he failed. Okay, yeah, he's up with 1 hit point. He's not super happy about this, but yeah, that's great. Cool. Corin, it's your turn.
Okay.
These guys seem grumpy.
All right. Well, time for peace has passed. Potions. Action to give, bonus action to take, right?
Correct.
Fuck. Oh, man.
Does anyone actually have healing spells?
I said just earlier that I do.
Yeah, Xenris does as well.
Okay. Good, good.
Sorry, I'm just fucking. That kind of changes things.
I mean, I like the idea of Zenthris doing it because Zenthris is also gone right now. So
Yeah.
True. I also not to be a downer, but I do need to take off in a few minutes. But
Yeah. I think after this first round has gone past, I think that's a good space to.
Corin's
Drop off.
just gonna sort of shout, "Why do you want it so bad? What does it mean to you?" And we'll step up and start to conjure the scorching ray in the way that they have been.
And this is towards
just-
everyone or Io specifically?
That
or-
would probably be directed, starting at Io and then just looking across to everybody.
She kind of glares over at you. It's a relic of Jigow. It's ours. Back off.
I can't do that. And we'll fling the scorching rays out.
Pew, pew, pew.
And one at Io. 18.
That's gonna hit.
And Corin knows battle tactics. 2 at Galisariad.
Gilsariad is... Is he... Oh no, you've got an eye. Yep, you can fire off at him.
that's me.
The mage.
Aim for the casters. Corin knows how this works.
He's
So that's
been
5.
the target
5
of it.
to Io, 13 to Galisariad. Sorry.
We should probably specify non-lethal damage. Oh.
Can't do that with spells.
Yeah,
Oh.
Only melee.
I'll do what I can, but
It's also difficult to do that with firearms.
No,
and these are just gonna be
Just hit them
fire.
in the feet.
These are just
Well,
gonna be
his
fire.
legs.
I'm not gonna shift these. These are just gonna be fire.
It's still pretty fancy. Okie doke. Is that the end of your turn?
I'm gonna bonus action drink that healing potion because I
smart.
fucking need it.
Totally.
And both Io and Galsariad are still out.
They're both up.
Okay.
Gelsariad is bloodied. Io is not. So I'll make sure to put that little bloodied dot.
By potion of healing, I knew thee well.
Hey, 7 hit points is better than having a potion of
Oops.
healing when you're about to die.
True.
Okie doke. Well, with that being the bottom of the round, thank you all for playing. Thank you all for watching. And we'll pick up the rest of this fight however the fuck it's gonna go. I was like, I'm not really sure what this team's gonna go for. I think it'll be really interesting. I think they've got a lot of diplomatic options. I feel like they've got a lot of. I was like, oh shit, no, I didn't take into account.
I'd
they have
name my
a
gun diplomacy, but I think that's taken.
It is. You'll have to. There'll be something else. But yeah, I hope it was enjoyable. I hope that the bomb that was mentioned a little bit before this fight wasn't too terrible.
They got first blood. I'm annoyed.
No, we got first blood.
Yeah,
Remember?
but they knocked one. They got us. They got me down. So
True.
Okey-doke.
We'll have to get Io down as
Oh.
recompense.
Okey-doke.
Yeah.
I would also like to say, Galcerion was casting mage armor.
that's so funny.
Oh,
Well, that's what you get when you cast spells. Well, at some, that's not a good time to cast mage armor.
Yeah, like casting the spell is what
to be
started
fair,
this
he was
whole
casting
thing.
message as well, but that's fair. Okay,
Well,
well,
message is pretty clear because it's like a copper wire material
And you-
component.
And you like point at them.
yeah. Well, but you can point at someone for a fireball as well, though.
True.
Okay,
You don't
well,
use copper wire.
yeah. Okie doke. Pretty good sesh. We got some quirky roleplay, some items that have been gotten. Found out about a new kind of critter, a new kind of mythical beast that will absolutely be showing up somewhere in this campaign. And yeah, you have some NPCs in the world now, and a fight waiting
Yes.
for you.
And we're about to make
Oh,
some
boy.
less.
Yeah.
This is really minor because I'll forget it next time.
Mhm.
But I just want to say that it's really funny to me that Lyra is the person who got those boots, given that Enyo straight up traded his boots for them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give Enio food.
That's-
Like he thankfully like canonically doesn't need. I mean he doesn't, he's
Yeah.
barefoot right now, but it's just really funny to me.
I'm gonna
Like,
give.
can
I'm gonna
you
have
imagine
to give Enio some shoes.
like trading your shoes and for someone else to go, actually I think I could use those shoes better, and you're standing there barefoot like,
And then
Okay.
one of your co-workers says, "Yeah, I agree. I think you would be better off with those shoes."
yeah.
I think you guys need an HR department.
It's very funny. Enyo doesn't
I'm
care,
good.
he's fine.
I'm gonna get a lot of use out of those boots
A lot of spoinking.
as soon as I get a turn.
Yeah. Well, thank you all so very much for playing. I have been reminded by Kaz in the chat, which has been very nice to have them hanging out, that I'm going to raid someone, so I'll pass on the viewers of this stream to another stream. But yeah,
Alright.
we can
Nice.
say our goodbyes, and I might be taking next week off because I'm a human and I'm going to be exacting my free will on the universe and maybe
Yes, do.
sleeping. So chances are we probably won't have a session next week, but we'll be back after that. Not sure the date is for that, but I'll be sure to keep it in pings. If you don't have my Discord is there. This will be on YouTube maybe tomorrow. Other stuff. Go hang out with someone or something, I don't know. Thanks everyone for playing, thanks everyone for watching. We're gonna raid someone. But yeah, see y'all around.
Bye.
Oh well.
Bye. See y'all.